This month, Streaming Things is brought to you by Chester Copperpot, Jillian Morgan, Aaron Layton,
Ghost,
Andrew Gray, Casey McCain, Crystal Trujillo, Emmy, Jeanette Murphy, Enza, Jen Robinson, John Collins, Kalisha Reeves, Kate, Kiki Newton, Stanton, and Valerie.
Harry Potter. Such an honor.
Welcome back. My name is Chris.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Streaming Things. And we're beginning our Harry Potter marathon.
We got our letters.
Woo!
The owls came.
Harry P, baby.
Yeah,
Wait,
baby.
I don't like that.
Harry P.
You don't like Harry P?
I don't think I do.
You ain't down?
I don't think I do. At least shave the P.
Trim that shit.
That's all
You
I'm
know what I
saying.
mean?
That's all I'm saying. And that is a microcosm of what you're in for our breakdown of all 8 of the Harry Potter movies. We will not be doing the Fantastic Beasts. We don't care where to find them. But yeah, so one a week for the next 8 weeks or so. We're going to be talking about, it's exactly 8 weeks because there's 8 movies. We'll be talking about the Harry Potter movies, starting with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. If you're abroad, Enza, I'm talking to you because apparently Americans are so stupid that they thought, I don't think they're going to really dig a Philosopher's Stone very much. Let's call it a Sorcerer's Stone, just to allude to magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it actually is really dumb. Because,
Get it? Because they're wizards.
Yeah, it's...
No, why didn't they call it the Wizard Stone?
The Wizarding Stone?
Yeah.
Why do they call it the Philosopher's Stone? It's just a real thing that she was alluding to.
Fun fact, they usually cut away from the characters when they're saying the word Sorcerer's Stone because they didn't want to film a ton of it over again. So
Yeah.
you only actually see them say that word like a couple of times. Usually it's ADR.
Did they have to? What do you mean?
So like...
Because the actual book is called Sorcerer's Stone as well.
Correct.
In America.
But they filmed it and it's called the Philosopher's Stone everywhere else.
Yeah.
If you watch the English version of Harry Potter, they say the Philosopher's
They didn't want to have to ADR the word for all English speaking countries.
They cut away when people are saying Sorcerer's Stone.
I look away when they say it because it disgusts me. Yeah. I'm like, nah.
I don't like it.
And we also want to say at the top of the show, and we will do this every single time, we are aware somewhat of J.K. Rowling's feelings.
She who shall not be named.
Correct. My bad. We do not feel that way. We stand with the trans community, and we are believing that everybody should do whatever the fuck they want that makes them happy and be themselves.
So with that, go pirate these movies.
Woo! Yes. Well, they're on HBO Max.
Go watch them on HBO Max. But if you don't have that, then pirate these movies.
Because
Do
these
not give
movies
her money.
are special to a lot of people. The books are special to a lot of people. As Steve gave a great speech about how, art becomes what it's going to become once it leaves the artist's mind. It goes out into the world and you can take what meaning from it that you will. And so I think with that in mind, I think you can still find a lot of love and special things to admire in these stories.
Yeah.
But we are very much for trans folks on this show. So I just want to say that at the top. And let it linger.
I agree. Yes.
Very much.
I agree.
So we all just watched Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, as it's known here, for probably, I don't know, for me, the 13th or 14th time. For Andy,
Probably 50 something.
my wife watched it with me today, and she just watched all 8 in 2 days for the second time this year. A couple of weeks ago, max. So, and I was like, I don't know. I feel dumb asking this question, but do you want to watch Harry Potter with me? And she was like, yes. I'm like, well, I didn't know because you literally just watched it last week. And she's like, yes.
You have no power here.
I was watching them with Sarah and she hasn't seen them in a super long time and has never read the books. And she's like, why is Snape trying to get the stone and stuff? And I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's great. You get to experience it fully.
Good.
I haven't watched these movies I think I've seen most of these movies only once.
You are dead to me.
I'm
Steven,
sorry.
Get out.
Wow, really?
I've read all the books. I love the books. I think the movies are fine.
I'm the same age as Harry Potter. And so when I read the book for the first time, I was an 11-year-old boy, and this was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was the first book that I read in one day. So I would have been in 6th grade. And so I read the whole book. I've read books before that, but like I read the whole book in a few hours and was like, oh my God, I need more. And then that unlocked something in with me. So for the next few years, I read a book every single day. I'd go to the library every Sunday and would get 7 books. My mom would take me, and my mom would yell at me and say, you need to go outside. Do you read too much? This is why you don't have any friends. This is why you get all these headaches.
You big fucking nerd.
It was a whole thing. And I don't know how many people's parents had to yell at them to stop reading, but that was my mom. It's like, go outside. You're pale. You're pudgy. You can't, this is not good. It's not good.
Not good.
We're really
out in the end.
We're really poor. You're not going to go to a good school and like utilize your mind. Trust me. And you're going to need friends.
Glom onto the smart ones.
It's not like you're in here reading scientific texts.
Go hang out with that nice Andy boy.
You're not a wizard, Harry.
I remember getting the book the first time.
I got it at the school fairs where you get to like buy books. That's where I got mine.
Scholastic Fair.
Yeah, baby.
Is that where you got yours, Andy?
Oh yeah.
I got mine at an actual bookstore. Do you guys remember? Well, you guys grew up.
Bookstore.
You guys grew up in Kentucky. I grew up more in like Milford, Ohio area. But there was a.
So we're cultured.
Yes. Yeah. But no, there was a little bookstore called Little Professor's Bookstore. And I remember the owners of the bookstore owned a cat, and their cat just lived in the bookstore. And so you'd walk by and it'd be like chilling out.
That's a cool stereotypical bookstore thing.
I know,
that's awesome.
It was so cool. But we went there, and I remember my mom had actually heard about Harry Potter and heard it was good. She's like, why don't you read this Harry Potter book? I heard it's really good. And I'm like, that's about wizards and shit. That's dumb. I want a Star Wars book.
Yeah, nothing to do with any kind of wizards in Star Wars.
Give me sci-fi. These old wizards use the Force. It's different than magic, Mom.
I want space wizards, Mom.
Yeah. And so eventually, but she was like, no, I'm going to buy it for you and I want you to read it. I hear it's really good. I'm like, whatever. And then I started reading it and fucking devoured it in like a day. I was like, where's the next one? He's like, it's not out.
This is the House of Lies.
Yeah. So we went to a couple midnight releases of those books.
Yeah,
and yeah.
I wish I had a t-shirt like Snape is good, because there were Snape is good and Snape is evil shirts that you could buy.
I remember that.
It was awesome.
You had a Snape is good shirt?
It was obvious.
Team Edward?
It was obvious.
Yeah. It was like a Team Edward
Harry
thing.
Potter's a little asshole. We'll get into it.
Well, I was a little asshole, and I'm like, y'all are stupid. You think that he's evil. He's not.
It's very clear.
He's misunderstood.
Very clear.
I had a book. Harry Potter was such a big deal back then. I had a book that was published that was about predictions of what was going to happen in Deathly Hallows, and like trying to break down like all of the, all the plot threads that have been set up so far, and who is RAB, and the book's trying to figure it out.
It was like Reddit in print form.
Yeah, pretty much. And I paid cash money for it.
R plus L equals J. Yeah, so we're all pretty big Harry Potter fans here. I do have the Elder Wand at my house. It can't be beat, by the way, so don't even fucking try. So
I have a wand. My brother got it for me for Christmas many years ago, but it's not the Elder Wand. It's just the Andy wand.
Mine can beat yours.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your own wand?
Yeah.
Did he get it from Oliver's?
Ollivanders.
Well, I think it actually says like Oliver's on it, because it's supposed to be like a play on Ollivanders, but they can't use that name.
That's going to happen constantly. I'm just going to warn you guys right at the top. That's going to happen constantly with me.
Like,
all right.
It's like Grandpa watching the movie with us. Oh, is that Oliver?
Oh, what's Harold Potter up to this day?
He really needs to get off that pot.
That Hermione girl needs to.
It's bigger if you trim it.
You said it right. You said it right that time, though.
Hermione?
Hermione? So
we all pronounce it that way.
Hermione was how I said it when I was reading it as a kid. Yeah. And apparently when I watched the movie, I was like, oh shit. I like looked around. Nobody was in the room with me. I was like, oh no.
Start turning red in the
Emma Watson herself comes out and just chastises you stupid bastard.
This is so embarrassing. Well, let's dive right in. We just watched Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone again today. You know our overall thoughts. We're big Harry P fans on this show. So there's a cold open with Dumbledore. I was waiting for that score, the John Williams score of Justice. But I didn't get it. It just opens with Dumbledore in the suburbs. And by the way, we get to see the Deluminator. So he takes out all the lights out of all the street lights.
It's like a magical Pez dispenser.
The put outer. That's what they call it in the book.
Yeah, the put outer. We don't get to see that again until very much later in another movie. Somebody receives it as a gift, but that's the only two times we see this contraption in the movies. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are going to be correcting me a ton with this because
always.
I've only seen these movies like once.
And you're dumb as shit.
And I'm dumb as shit. And I haven't read the book since I was like in high school. So like a lot of the stuff is like, what's the deal with that guy?
Yeah, our Harry Potter fandom will go in orders of magnitude from Steve to Andy with me in the middle. I've read all the books 4 times. I think Andy's probably read them a dozen times or something.
Every year. I'm
there you go.
halfway through the 3rd one right now.
Dozens. So yeah, we got your back, buddy.
Thanks.
And then we see, so Dumbledore takes all the lights away. McGonagall, do I say it? I wrote that she pops out the pussy because.
Oh, that's what that joke was referencing. I was wondering how you were going to fit that in.
Because she turns from a cat.
There's a
Oh,
cat.
no, I
she
get
pops
it.
out of it.
No, I get it.
It's neat because it's really whimsical because Dumbledore's like, oh, I knew I'd find you here.
And it's cool. They do it with the shadow. So you see the little kitty shadow and go, it's a person now.
It pops out.
It's very cool.
And then she doesn't want to trust Hagrid. She's like, are you sure we should trust Hagrid with something so important? And he's like, I would trust Hagrid with my life.
She starts every sentence with, you think it wise, you think it's safe.
Which is like a really passive aggressive way to say, I think it not. Right. She's
You think it.
She's just diplomatic. And then Hagrid comes rolling in on this motorcycle. And they drop off little Harry at the Dursleys. And we don't know who that is yet, unless you've seen the movie 100 times. And he's got the scar. He's got the famed lightning bolt scar on top of his head. And I've seen different fan iterations of this scar. I just want to digress for a mere moment, where like it covers like half his face and like lightning, as in how lightning branches dozens of times, And I think that's fucking cool. What if he had this like gnarly scar? Like he just got out of prison. He's got his 3rd number. He's like, I killed a guy in there. That kind of scar.
That'd be cool.
But I've also heard, and maybe Andy can elucidate us, that the scar is actually the wand movement that it takes to perform the Avada Kedavra curse.
Oh, I never heard that.
And that's why it's shaped in a corny lightning bolt way. So I've heard both things, like, hey, the movie really fucked up. The scar was supposed to be gnarly. But I think the original artwork on the book had that little...
Yeah, well, it wasn't like the just check. It would
it was a literal...
looked more like an actual lightning bolt.
Yeah, but the rumor is that that's the wand movement you need to do when doing the Avada Kedavra curse. Which would be cool if that's true. But then we get the title, the lightning bolt scar on the, what is it, on the H and the P?
Yes.
And that's like the artwork from the books. And we get that John Williams score, which for me, it reminds me of Christmas. I don't know why.
Because there's lots of tinky bells in it.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's the bells.
Tinky bells.
Yeah.
Tinky bells, Who could forget that holiday classic Tinky Bells?
Fucking love Tinky bells, man.
Bells be tinkin',
They
Steve.
make me so happy. And then we get Dursley's jackass jumping on the stairs because it's his birthday, right? Is it his birthday or Christmas?
Dudley's birthday.
It's Dudley's birthday.
Yeah.
He's so excited.
Wake up, Potter. We're going to the zoo.
We're going to the zoo, you poor bastard under the stairs. And by the way, this story is genius. She who will not be named will not be named. But this story is genius because the reason it works so well, it's the same reason Star Wars works so well. This is just the hero's journey, right? Like we love this shit. The reason kids love this shit. The reason I loved this shit. Who among us did not want a letter?
Oh my, dude, I wait for it every year. It never comes.
That's why this story works so well, because if you're a kid, if you're 11 years old like I was, and you're poor, I don't live in a cupboard under the stairs. My parents love me very much, but I was like, hey, my life could be better. Even at 11, I was like, my situation could be drastically improved given a little magic, And Harry's just like making do with his lot in life. And then turns out you're a wizard, Harry, right? Yeah. That's why the story works so well, because every kid's like, oh, that'd be fucking dope.
Mr. Chris Rudd, the bedroom.
Yeah, the bottom bunk in the apartment. Stop jerking off. We've got business for you.
That's why they had to send so many letters your way.
Seriously, read this. Stop for a second. Anywhoozle. Dudley's jumping on the stairs. Dudley's jumping on the stairs. He's counting. What does he have? 36 presents.
Only 36 presents.
Last year I had 37.
Well, a lot of the presents this year are quite big.
Didn't he just pass away? The guy who plays Vernon, Uncle Vernon.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
I know that we just lost
the guy who voiced the Hat just passed away.
Richard Griffith.
No, Robbie Coltrane just passed away.
Also,
And the Hat.
The Hat guy.
Wow, we're just losing them left. So these movies are filled with British royalty of acting, right? Yeah. It's kind of like a what else does that? Where you're just like, holy shit, there's so many damn Doctor Who,
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, everybody uses them because they're the best actors in the world. But this in particular, it's just like straight up.
This is a venerable who's who of like.
I haven't seen the
British
movies
actors.
in a few years, and when John Hurt popped up as Ollivander, I was like, "What the fuck?"
I fucking love John Hurt, and so I forgot he was in this, and as soon as he popped up, like he better be in at least 7 more movies. So I love John Hurt so much.
He's not in it very often.
When I was like younger, like going into college, like I'm going to be a movie director. One of my goals as a movie director was do a movie with John Hurt in it. That was like one of my like vision board. Like this is what I want to do if I'm successful. And then he died.
I was going to say, how's that going?
So did my dreams.
Yeah, and you never got the letter from John Hurt.
Young Stephen, I want you to know that
I'm willing to be in your movie.
I'm willing to be in your movie. Just don't make an alien pop out of my chest. Please.
So then they go to the zoo. We find out very early on that Harry can talk to a snake.
Well, hey, Uncle Vernon tells Harry, hey, kid who's been behaving all morning.
Yeah.
No funny business. I'm not going to feed you for a week.
Yeah. So they are very abusive to Harry.
Yeah.
And the implication there is that I don't know that funny business has been occurring or that they're always paranoid of it, given who his parents are, right? Which one of those things were both. But yeah, so they're always very paranoid of Harry.
There's little bits of funny business in the book. Like they always try to cut Harry's hair and it grows back.
Yes.
It's like, hey, hang on, we just give you a haircut. Or like he ends up on the roof of the school when he's like running away from bullies. And so he gets in trouble for being on the roof of the school and stuff. So funny business happens, but it's usually not his fault.
That's true. So they cut that out of the movie. That's what it is there. So they're paranoid about it. We find out, I don't know how many movies for later. No, is it Chamber of Secrets, the whole parcel tongue thing?
Yeah, that's next movie.
Okay, so he can speak to snakes. That's actually a weird thing even in the wizarding world. But right now we just think, oh, magical, right? And then thanks. I'm a snake. I'm a slithery little snake.
I love that snake. Just that little thanks. It's like, yeah.
Dursley falls into the snake cage and then the glass reappears. That was pretty much Harry's doing, right?
Yeah, Harry made it disappear.
Vernon gets very angry about the magic, abuses him some more as he's wont to do. And that's what
this is kind of a weird thing because they get home and he's like, I fucking hate you, kid. You did a thing. And he like throws him in. They make this big deal of like throwing him back into the staircase room and he like slams it. It's super like, oh, he got in trouble. And then like smash cut to him walking in the hallway like, oh, he's out. Oh, okay.
It doesn't lock. So just going to get out of here.
Harry just waited like 30 seconds. Like, okay, he's upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm going to go play on the
Takes him
Nintendo.
forever to get down here. Let's be honest.
Where's that 64? I know Dudley got one.
Yeah, he's got one. Then Harry gets a letter addressed to the cupboard under the stairs. Very whimsical and British and awesome that these little touches are there. And there's a montage basically of Vernon trying to stop Harry from receiving the letters. Like he's all these little clever things. He nails a board over the mail slot. One of my favorite scenes in this movie is because the guy who plays Uncle Vernon is fantabulous. He burns, he's like burning the letters and shit. And he's like, he's so happy with himself. I don't know why he's so happy about it. He's like a very vindictive person. But there's a scene where he can't stop all the letters. He's getting really frustrated. And then the scene opens and he's like, Sunday.
Finally Sunday.
You know what's so good about Sunday?
And you can tell he hasn't slept and stuff. It's awesome.
He looks at and Dudley's dumb as shit. So he's like, you know why I like Sundays, Dudley? And he's like, what's that, Dad? No. And Harry's like, no post on Sundays? No post on Sundays.
Very good, lad. Very good. No post on Sundays.
No blasted letters today.
I love it because then the camera goes outside and you see the owls coming back.
Hundreds of owls.
The owls are all like kind of like loitering on their house, and then it cuts back inside, and he's still going, "Yep, Sunday, the day without the post.
No letters today.
No post today."
sir.
He's just been saying that for 2 hours at least today.
He's losing his mind. And then it starts raining letters from every orifice of the house. They're just firing in. Somehow Harry doesn't manage to get any of them. Like
He grabs one.
He gets one, but
and he's like, "You give me that letter." It's like he should have been like, "Okay," and just grab another one.
yeah, rip it up real quick.
I'm real sorry.
Would have been easy, but he's too nice of a kid.
Yeah,
He's like,
he wanted that one.
He forbade me from reading them, but blast that I want to read them.
They're mine.
So that's when Vernon decides to take a vacation, and they go to like the ugliest, cheapest little shack
In the middle of the ocean.
in the middle of the ocean, which, you know, it's England, right? So there's all kinds of ugly little rocks in the ocean around there. I'm pretty sure.
So they went to Bristol, am I right?
Any hoozle.
I don't know if that is actually a funny joke
I
or not.
don't know. We're never been.
British City.
We've never been. Hagrid busts into their little hidey hole.
Yeah, I wrote down Hagrid does a B&E.
It's what he tells him.
Sorry about that.
Somehow Vernon has a shotgun. I guess he brought it.
He doesn't take a shot the whole time. This man kicks open the door, politely puts it back up, says, "Hey, fuckface, I'm here." And then he waits till he bends the barrel up for it.
And then he shoots.
And then he goes to shoot.
Well, I think he just fired out of like a fear, right?
He peed a little.
It was like, exactly.
Yeah, he peed a little.
Dry up, Dursley. That's what he tells
You
him.
great prune.
You great prune. And he thinks Dudley is Harry. He's like, Harry Potter.
You're fat.
Yeah, he doesn't say that, but it's put on a little, I forget the way he phrases it, but he's like, you got going.
You're a bit further along than I expected,
Yeah, there you go.
particularly around the middle.
Yeah. And then Harry pops out and he's like, of course you are. And then he gives him a birthday cake. I sat on it, but it should still taste pretty good. He sits down on the couch. The couch kind of wobbles under his weight because he's half giant. You know, he's a huge person. He's got his wand hidden in an umbrella, which we later find out is because he's not supposed to have a wand. He's not supposed to use magic. He starts the fire with his magic. And everybody's like, oh shit, what's this? And Harry's just like whimsically amazed at all of this going on.
He's like, I got a birthday cake?
I'm down with all this. Nobody's ever given me a cake before.
They wrote my name on it?
Holy shit. Birthday spelled wrong, but I don't care.
I don't care. This dude looks cool.
I'm used to people that are dumb as shit. I hang out with Dudley all the time. That's fine. And then we get the famous, one of the most famous lines in the entire franchise, I would imagine. You're a wizard, Harry, right? No H, just the apostrophe.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A car crash. Lily and James Potter.
Taken out by a car crash. Oh, no.
It's an outrage. A scandal.
So we
My
find out.
favorite part of this is the whole time they're arguing. I just fucking love that Dudley steals
He's in the background eating the cake. Yeah.
He's like looking around like, ooh, everyone's
my moment.
occupied.
Here's
I
my
can
moment.
I can house this cake.
He starts pounding the cake.
I literally was laughing out loud that first shot where they look at him kind of like, ooh, oh, there we go.
So yeah, Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon have been hiding all of his history from Harry this whole time. They knew he was a wizard the whole time. And that's what they've been so paranoid and worried about. And then
Petunia actually is Malva on Andor. And so
That's true.
She's doing great work still.
she is. She is.
Nice.
And then Dudley says he's not going to that school. I'm not going to pay for it is what
Vernon
he really
says
says.
that.
Oh yeah, Vernon says that. And Robbie Coltrane's delivery as Hagrid, he says, I suppose a great muggle like yourself is going to stop him, you know, which I don't know why I love that line so much. Just the way that he says it. And
I
then
could go with another 45 minutes of Hagrid just being a dick to the Dursleys.
for sure. And then, but he's like really kind to Harry. Harry's like, muggle, non-magic folk,
Not magic folk.
dorks like them.
Yeah.
And then that's when they realize Dudley's just eating the cake, and Hagrid gives him a pigtail.
No, hang on. This is really important. He says, Vernon says, I'll not pay to have some crackpot old fool teach him magic tricks. And then that's when we get serious. We get serious, Hagrid. He's like, never insult Albus Dumbledore in front of me. And then he hits Dudley with the
pigtail.
He's a little fat little shit.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Being a little piggy.
All in once, he's able to
Anyway,
say.
he's oinking that birthday cake.
We're introduced to the severe loyalty that Harry or Hagrid has for Dumbledore.
And the reputation in general that Dumbledore has. The best. Isn't this where he says the best had more? No, that's later when they're shopping when he says that.
No, he says, and he'll be under the finest headmaster Hogwarts has ever seen.
That's right. That's
Albus
right.
Dumbledore.
So that's the legendary Albus Dumbledore alluded to there.
Dick Dumbledore.
And big Dick
Dumbledore. You guys remember that puppet video?
But Dumbledore.
Snape. Severus.
It's a pipe bomb.
Dumbledore.
No.
And then Harry Potter.
But it sounds
You
amazing.
haven't seen that, Chris?
No.
That was like a really viral video.
I wasn't
back in
an
the day.
internet guy.
That was one of the like early viral videos.
Voldemort.
I didn't have an internet connection for most of early internet.
I'm surprised like Carissa hasn't shown you that.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's seen it.
She probably has.
She's much younger than us.
She is.
Yeah.
She's hip.
It might not have been viral by the time. She doesn't know about salad fingers. She doesn't know about
E-Bomb's World.
But is Salad Fingers Harry Potter based?
she doesn't know about the Trogdor the Burninator.
But is Trogdor the Burninator Harry Potter based?
It's possible. But anyway, Harry goes with Hagrid, and then he admits he's not allowed to do magic, so he says, "Don't mention that pigtail thing," and they go off.
Harry, be cool.
And he takes Harry to the leaky cauldron, and I love this little scene where the bartender's like, "Hagrid, you here to pound some beers as usual?" Like alluding to the fact that Hagrid's just always there pounding beers. He's like, "Oh no, official Hogwarts business. Maybe later." And that's where he meets Professor Quirrell, who's a professor of the dark arts. What is it? Against the dark arts?
A defense against the dark arts.
Professor of defense against the dark arts.
How do you say his name? Is it Quirrell?
Quarrel? Like so if I had a quarrel with you, sir.
Quarrel without an S.
Quirrell. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a quarrel with you, sir. So Professor Quirrell, Professor Quirrell refuses to touch Harry Potter. Wonder why that is. Refuses to shake his hand. He's a real stuttery, anxious mess.
He's not allowed to touch students anymore.
He's like,
nope, won't fall for it again.
"Not today, Satan."
I had to move.
I'm actually not allowed to be within 500 feet of this bar all of a sudden.
Why are you bringing a kid to the leaky cauldron? I thought this was the one safe place I could go. Come on, Hagrid.
And everyone's amazed to see Harry. He's a famous person.
Bless my soul.
And then he goes back.
Harry Potter.
There's a brick tappy secret passage boy, as I put it on here.
Oh, those bricks, baby. They are.
It's so cool when it opens. I remember there was a special section in the DVD interactive section where you could like play games and stuff. And when you went into the menu,
You did the brick thing.
It was amazing.
I do recall that.
It did look like a DVD menu screen.
I thought the CGI for the most part is pretty good in this movie. Like the troll's rough. Some of the broomsticks are rough, like the flying. But for the most part, a lot of stuff worked really well.
It looks like
being
being
like
like 2001.
Yeah, it's a 2001 release. By the way, we should say Christopher Columbus directed this,
Just Chris.
not the colonizer,
He doesn't go by Christopher.
for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons. For obvious reasons.
But he's like known for these whimsical type movies. Like he did Home Alone and shit like that, right? Like not Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but what's the other one with John Candy? Doesn't matter.
Uncle Buck?
He did Uncle Buck, did he not?
I'm going to look that up. I'm not too entirely sure.
I think he did. But Chris Columbus is kind of like a script doctor, you know, in these day and age. Like if you want a movie to do really well,
He's like J.J. Abrams.
but not stand out artistically particularly, you get Chris Columbus, right? And so
He did Gremlins,
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Goonies,
he did Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah.
Really?
Home Alone.
Bicentennial Man.
He's a very competent director.
Rent.
I did not know that.
Rent was dope.
That's a
Her
shocker.
random one in all these movies. You get that and then Rent.
Yeah, he directed this one and Chamber of Secrets.
I Love You, Beth Cooper. What the fuck happened in his late career? Holy shit.
He's finally trying to make his mark, man, artistically.
Oh,
He's
he
like,
did that Adam Sandler movie, Pixels.
I got all my money.
Interesting.
And then after the brick tappy secret passage boy, they go into the wizard world, and Harry's just amazed. He gets to see all this crazy ass shit. We see Chekhov's Nimbus 2000. All the kids are wowed by it in the window.
Wow, I bet I would win a Quidditch match if I had the Nimbus 2000.
Oh my God, if I was the main character, this is the broom I would use.
Don't smoke, use Julie's gum.
Absolutely. Why are your dog Pippin just entered the chat?
Hello, Pippin the dog. I just really want a Nimbus. Preferably a 2000 model.
But he's like, "Oh, but Hagrid, I'm poor." And then Hagrid's like,
You're Elon Musk, Harry.
yes, that's what I wrote. He's the Elon. So how the fuck? So we go into Gringotts Bank. We get introduced to the goblins, and Harry's like, "What the fuck are those?" He's like, "Those are goblins."
Don't be racist, boy.
Holy shit, Harry!
Holy shit. Let's go back outside. Beg your pardon. He's from a very rural part of the country. I'm so sorry.
You should see how he was raised. He's never seen a goblin.
He's southern part of England.
And then, anyway, but we get to the vault. And Hagrid's being really sus. He's got I'm here to see you know what and the you know which. And the goblin's like, you want me to jerk you off? And he's like, no.
The usual, I presume.
The other thing.
Is this goblin played by Warwick Davis?
I think he is.
One of the many Warwick Davis roles in Harry Potter.
I think he is. But how does Harry have all this fucking money? He says his parents left it to him. There's no.
It's been sitting in interest, baby.
James was he an R?
I don't know. Honestly,
he's just a cop. He's got a decent salary, but that's max.
Well, they had a house and homeowners insurance. It got blowed up. If they had life insurance, they were in like their late 20s.
That's true. That would have been a huge payout.
There's a wizarding GoFundMe for Harry's school after his parents died.
That's the kind of the impression I got, where it was like, because he's like, you didn't think your parents would let you go with nothing, did you? And it's like they had no, I don't know why he was Yoda all of a sudden. I don't know why, like they didn't know they were going to die when he was 6 months old. So
I'm going to type, why is Harry Potter rich?
All right, then.
I mean, the canon is just that his parents left it to him, but it's like, how did they have all that? It's just something
Tragically, Harry never met his grandparents as they died before he was born, but before their death, they sold their company for a sizable profit, which helped fill Harry's vault in Gringotts. What?
Oh,
remember Sleek Keezy's hair potion? Oh,
so they were entrepreneurs.
Harry's grandfather, Fleamont Potter, developed Sleek Easy's hair potion, and it quadrupled the family gold.
I think that
he really is the Elon Musk.
Sleek Easy and Goblet of Fire when she's getting prepped for the Yule
Really?
Ball.
To get her hair to straighten out a little bit for Edward Cedric Diggory. Does she have a crush on? No, it's Victor
Crumb.
Victor Crumb. That's right. Any hoozle. I just wanted to know why he was so rich, but he has got a ton of money in his vault. Hagrid stops by and grabs a mysterious package out of the other vault. And he's like, hey, 11-year-old boy, definitely don't tell anybody about this. And Harry's like, sure.
Here, hold it for me.
Yeah, for sure. Which is part of Hagrid's character, though. He's just like that.
I'm going to need you to stick this up your ass.
Yeah, nobody.
Professor Quill, get out of here.
Quirrell,
get out of here.
Oh, no.
I was talking about drug smuggling. What are you guys?
We're doing drug smuggling, Quirrell. Get out of here. It's not that type of thing.
Harry's rich as fuck. He's the Elon Musk of Hogwarts. Then they go to Ollivanders. And this is the guy that makes the wands. And Hagrid's like, I'm going to go do something sus. I'm going to go back. He's at the leaky cauldron for sure, pounding like 6 beers. You go get your wand, Harry. I got to go. I forgot something at the leaky cauldron.
I've got a pint with my name on it.
And Ollivander is played by, as we said, John Hurt.
Fucking love him.
He slides in on one of those like library ladders and he's like, oh.
Mr. Potter.
I wondered if a day would come and I would meet Harry Potter.
He hands him a random wand. And then I love the long, like Chris Columbus put this like 3-second pause in where Harry's just like a very well-behaved boy. So he's just like holding it.
Well, flick it.
And he's like, give it a wave. And all the shelves fly off. And he's like, oh, not that one. And he gives him another wand and then shit explodes. By the way, Ollivander, worst job in this wizarding shopping mall.
Dude.
Because like until they find the right one, his whole shop just gets blown to bits every time, right?
It's cool though. They can
magic it back. That's fair. Yeah. That's true. Magic does make that easier.
I did think it's interesting that Diagon Alley is so bumping.
Diagon Alley.
It's so busy.
Diagon that left so hard.
The wand place, not a soul in there. You think that would be the one time a year right before school starts that he would be popping off?
This is like the pen area.
Like John Hurt should be hiring like seasonal help for today especially. And he's like, no, I think Harry Potter's coming in today.
We've been waiting on this.
Oh, I'm gonna make. Did you see? He's got Gringotts money now.
That's why he wants that Gringotts money.
We also got to think like seemingly they keep. You use a wand for one wand for most of your life. So it's like, it's not a very good business model. Like you sell a kid one, like you should make it so that it breaks, be like a modern car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's that called? Planned obsolescence.
Yeah. There you go. Be like an iPhone.
iPhone, yeah. Yo, did you get your wand update? Oh, that's why it's not working too good on them. I don't know why he's Canadian. Geez, you didn't get your wand update. Oh, heck. That thing's not good. You're not going to be able to cast a single hoot and spell with that thing.
For $30 a month, you can subscribe to Ollivander's Care. If anything happens to your wand, which nothing will ever happen to it, let's be honest, we'll give you a new one.
He's got like the Geek Squad.
Go to the Geeks. Yeah, I was just about to say. Go to the Geek Squad.
It's always just some like 19-year-old. I don't know, man. What's up? My wand's not working. It sucks.
Here's a new one.
That's the Geek Squad.
That'll be $500.
Here's a new one. That's broke, man. I found out what's wrong with it. It's fucking broke.
Oh, here's your problem right here. It's not working.
So anyway, he gets him a third wand and he goes, I wonder if you would maybe fucks with like a Voldemort type wand.
The old Voldy special.
How do you feel about V, boy? Oh, I'm not really. So he gives him his wand, and it turns out there was only 2 phoenix feathers that were used to make these wand. And the other phoenix feather
is a very fickle phoenix.
Phoenix. You get 2.
That's it.
Get away from my tail.
And the other one was
I'm done for the day.
Voldemort's wand had the other feather, the very wand that was used to give you that scar. Very good casting with John Hurt in this world because he makes it.
Brother gave you that scar.
So he gets 6 more movies out of this, right?
They're twin wands.
I think he's in 2 more.
He's not very common figure, as Andy said. They don't have to buy wands very often.
If Ollivander was at Hogwarts, he would have solved all the problems. I'm just saying.
100%.
He would have been like, I said something.
But he's kind of dark. It's awesome because he's like, we can expect great things from you. Because after all, Voldemort did great things. Terrible, but great.
Terrible.
And he's like,
But great.
He did some dope shit. I just can't say that out loud.
He was really cool.
I wouldn't say this if there were other people in the store, but luckily for you and me, my business is dying. And so I could say whatever the fuck I want.
He had some good points. And he who would not be named did great things. Terrible, but great. And then Hagrid got him Hedwig, his owl, for his birthday.
Happy birthday. I got you responsibility.
Yeah. Make sure you clean up the doodle.
Here's a pet.
Because all the students get, pets and whatnots, little familiars. And then Hagrid tells him the story of Voldemort. And I love this scene. It's hilarious because he's like, oh, don't say it. And then so Harry Potter goes, well, just write it down for me. And I can't spell it.
I can't spell.
Like not even fucking close.
Dude, he couldn't spell birthday. So, yeah, I mean.
Voldemort. I don't know. I get it.
Once you get to words that start with V, I get, all turned around.
That's where he tells him that's how you got the scar. Your mom died protecting you. Why would he want to kill me? He's like, I didn't fucking like you. You were a dumb looking baby. I don't know. I didn't like you either. I'm not going to lie.
You have that effect on people. You saw what you did to your extended family?
Mm-hmm. Codswallop.
Because you're a Horcrux.
Codswallop.
Isn't that the theory that the Dursleys are such dicks to him because he's a Horcrux and because they're around him so much that it makes them worse people?
Oh, like
that would hold water, except that well, at least in the books, when McGonagall is scoping out, the way the books open is it's Vernon Dursley going about his day, and there's a cat that's reading a map.
Yeah.
And so she is spying on the Dursleys and sees what pieces of shit they are and how Vernon's like just yelling at people all the time and stuff. So she says that these are the worst muggles imaginable. When,
she does say that in the movie too.
But so anyway, yeah. Otherwise, that would hold up because being in close proximity to Horcrux for some periods of time does affect you.
Mm. Except not Ron and Hermione, really.
Well, I mean, Ron wears the one around his neck, and eventually it messes with him so bad he bails on him. Remember?
Yeah, he gets sad boy syndrome. He's just like in the room by himself in the dorm when they bust in. And tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. Like, were you sad, Ron?
Wicked.
Wicked. And then we get to platform 9 3/4, where that's where, he go to platform 9 3/4. It confuses Harry very much.
Stick to your ticket. And then he's like, it says platform 9 3/4, but there's no such thing, is there? And he looks up and he's gone.
I'm not going to explain it to you.
He's like, Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that feels like.
On vengeance, Harry.
I just hope that Hagrid just opened his umbrella like Mary Poppins and just floated off.
He got on his motorcycle.
I like to imagine he's like around the corner, like hiding.
He doesn't know which one it is.
Oh, thank God. I hate hanging out with that kid. He's a real bummer. Honestly, I get what the Dursleys are saying.
Only nerds get owls. He doesn't even get the joke yet. He's going to get
like the give.
He's not going to get any friends. I hope Ollivander gave him the Phoenix feather one. And then he asks one of the like train employees where platform 9 3/4 is. And it's like the Britishest guy of all time. And he's like, platform 9 3/4.
3/4.
I
Pop
heard.
off it, son.
I don't know if this is true.
Are you
but
having a laugh?
Are you having a
What's
laugh?
this all about?
I heard that guy is actually just an employee there that they hired to play that part.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they're at the train station?
At King's Cross.
He's like a trains guy,
Yeah, like that's his job.
conductor, if you will.
Yeah.
He's Viserys.
It's a train guy. But anyway, that's what I don't know for sure if that's true, but I remember hearing
That'd
that.
be neat. I want to be in a Harry Potter movie.
Yeah.
And then he sees the Weasleys for the first time. A bunch of
Think
people.
you're being funny, do you?
Yeah, he's really fucking mad about it, which is why I think it's so funny. You little fucker.
Piss off, you little cunt.
I'll beat the shit. Like, damn, bro.
He just smacks
Oi! You know how I feel about fractions. You know how I feel about fractions.
It's maths. Maths. Because it's plural in England.
Anyway, and then I like the idea that Mrs. Weasley, I forget what's her first name?
Mrs.
Molly.
Molly. That's right. Molly Weasley just kept having children until she had a daughter, right? Because there's Bill.
It's going to be this one.
Thank fuck.
It's Bill, Charlie, Percy, Fred, George, Ron, and then Jenny, right?
Yes.
So I just think that's funny.
crushed that.
She had a goal.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
She had a goal
Yeah.
and she met it, you know?
You would think she'd give up because like statistically, DNA wise, it's like you're just gonna have all boys. But no, then Jenny pops out, literally, and it's just like McGonagall. And then he sees the Weasleys. He's looking all confused. They help him out. Like, oh, you don't know where the platform is? It's right over here. And you just got to take a good run between platforms 9 and 10 if you're nervous. And then that's when Harry meets Ron. They become best friends immediately. We also get a little line from Jenny where she's like, good luck. Good luck. I'm going to fall in love with you in 4 movies.
And Harry's like, damn. on his way through
I don't
the
know you.
platform.
Get away from me. I don't know you.
I honestly forget Jenny's a character.
Well, she gets to be important
She
later.
could be more prominent
even
than
in the
she
later
is.
movies when she pops up like, who the fuck is that? Oh, it's Jenny.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Bonnie Wright, you show some respect, Stephen.
Just saying Harry should end up with Hermione.
So he sits on a train. Yeah, I agree. He sits on a train car with Ron. They get close.
Ooh, I like that.
He meets, what does he learn about Ron? So Harry's got his broken glasses. He learns that he's poor, sure. But
Ron has a rat.
yeah, what's his name?
Scabbers.
Scabbers. I knew Snickers wasn't right.
He said, Fred, give me a spell as to turn them yellow. You want to see?
Sunshine daisies, buttermellow, turn this stupid fat rat yellow. Didn't think I memorized that spell, did you, Steve?
I did not.
That was impressive.
I'm honestly impressed. No, I love how Ron's like, you're Harry Potter. Do you have the scar? Like, I just think that's such a weird opening. Like if I met you, Chris, and you, I don't know, we're
What,
an
if you were
amputee,
11?
and
Kids
I
are
was like,
really-
hey, what's that all about?
100% if you were a kid, you would, though. That's
you
just
have
how
a
they are.
stump?
Yeah. Ooh, let me touch it. Do you stir your cereal with that or whatever? Like, that's just how kids are. And then they just jump to random shit like, my dad could beat up your dad.
Yeah, for real.
Okay. My dad's dead. Oh,
like how
then definitely he could.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like it'd be super easy.
How do you think that happened?
Like 98%.
Did my dad do it?
I love how the food cart lady comes in and she's like, you guys want any food? And poor Ron's like, no, I'm all good here. And he like holds up like the grossest looking.
His mom packed him a poor
Sandwich.
person snack. I had a bunch of those. It reminded me of going to the zoo on field trips, and everybody else would have like name brand Cheetos and like Sun Chips and like really badass Capri Suns. And I would just have.
And you were like, dust puffs.
I would. I'd have my little.
It's a dust.
I'd have my little like
cheese puffs.
you know, the cheese that would come like individually sliced American cheese. You have to peel the plastic off of each slice.
Kraft singles.
Yeah, Kraft singles.
I'd have some Kraft singles and crackers. Like nice Big K cola.
Today's a great day.
Still didn't get my letter. I'm 14 now. Oh, I shit my pants on the bus. This is great.
I should go to the reptile house and try to strike up a conversation with one of the snakes.
I'm chafing from the. I love this place. Shall we go again? Anyway, and now I have heartburn from my Kraft singles. Does anyone have any Tums? Why don't I have friends? That was my childhood. And Andy knows it's true.
Well, if only you ran
was your
into
friend.
a rich friend who could buy you candy.
Harry buys the whole snack cart. Fuck everybody else on
We'll
this
have the
train
whole lot
run.
of it.
We finna party.
Yeah, for real, dude.
We're going to get fucked up on Birdie Bots.
Every flavor, and they do mean every flavor.
George swears he had a bogey flavored once.
I remember working at the movie theater. So I think I worked at the movie theater when the second or third one came out. A long time ago, but we sold the Birdie Bots flavored beans during that time period. You guys had those, I'm sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
We would always
I ate them recently.
We would always.
My son actually liked the earwax ones.
I got you some for Christmas like 2 years ago.
I don't think they taste like earwax, but he was like, it's not bad.
We would always just play Russian roulette with them. That was like what we did. Is
You put them in a gun and shoot beans at each other.
Well, no, we would put them in like a cup that you couldn't see through, and you'd have to blindly pull one and eat it without like looking at it. And it was just our way of passing time as 16-year-olds working a job we didn't like. And
For sure.
It was always like,
It's hardcore.
yeah, I get the berry one. Vomit.
I never actually ate any of the gross ones. I got super lucky.
Vomit's
pretty
pretty
gross.
gross. The spaghetti one is actually way worse than vomit.
There was a pepper one that was pretty awful.
Yeah.
I got lucky every time I was playing with my son. It's strawberry. That's nice. Give me another one. But he got bad luck every time. So
He's like, dead body.
it's not bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do they really mean every flavor? How many flavors can there be?
Ron was very clear, and I do mean every flavor.
Yeah.
And then he did like a wink.
And then Hermione pops up, and like Ron's kind of like, who the fuck is this? Because she's kind of snooty and snotty and a little bit unlikable. But
Have you all met a toad?
Yeah.
Have you seen a toad round here?
You have dirt on you. You look like a poor person. I don't know if you knew this. You don't want to go around looking like that.
She's mental.
You don't look like someone who could afford these snacks. I'm just saying.
Snacks.
You guys are going to want to put your robes on. We're about to go to school. So she's really uppity and kind of like really excited for school.
Are you doing magic?
She's haughty. Yeah.
Let's see then.
Yeah. Shitty spell. Not going to work. Don't like it. And then she says Oculus Reparo and fixes his glasses.
Yeah.
Which is weird because it shouldn't say a specific spell just for glasses. It should just be Reparo on anything broken.
Yeah, I had that same thought when I was watching it.
I was
Like, dang, that's a very specific spell.
Highly specific spell, like Oculus Reparo. Only, is there a different one if it's a monocle?
Yeah. Moculus Reparo.
If you did Oculus Reparo on a monocle, would it turn them into glasses? Because it would think it was only one side of the lens.
I like this thought experiment.
These are the questions I have about
What
this
came
universe.
first, the monocle or the regular glasses?
Chicken or the egg, baby. And by the way, I just have a hot take for you guys. I think Rupert Grint, who plays Ronald Weasley, is the most talented child actor in this franchise. That's what I'm here to say.
That is a hot take.
Maybe.
What do you think about
in
that?
the first movie?
Because Daniel Radcliffe does.
No, I take it back.
I think
Draco.
You think so? Potter.
In this movie specifically, I think it's Radcliffe by a mile.
Really?
Yeah.
He does some really funny stuff in the earlier movies. And when I was 11, I was picking my boogers and shitting my pants. But I'm just saying, like, there's some, when they cut to, like, there's scenes where you can see Emma Watson miming someone else's lines.
Right.
And it's like doing kid stuff. Like, don't mess up. Like, she's like literally that way.
She's the most like, oh, you're a kid actor.
And there's a scene where I think it's where when he says that Snape was trying to steal something and that's why he had blood on his leg. It's after the troll, I think. And it cuts to Hermione doing like a ponder face. And she's just like got the most concerned looking like think face. But every time you cut to Ron, like it's like a really believable looking, like when there's no dialogue, like the acting, like when Hermione's coming in, he's like, what the fuck? Like those faces.
Well,
I'm like,
Ron
dude, this kid is crushing it.
He has the easiest acting job out of the
you think
kids.
his character's
His
just easier?
character's supposed to be like, I'm just overreacting to everything. Like that's what he's doing. So it's easier to pull off than what Daniel Radcliffe, who's supposed to be like a straight character.
Yeah.
And he's on screen and almost constantly. That's why I don't know. That's why I think Daniel Radcliffe is doing a lot of
They're
work.
all great.
He rarely betrays himself as like, oh, this is a kid actor acting. He's like, oh no, this is literally, he's doing solid work.
Well, there's like some scenes during the Quidditch match where every time someone just gets brutally beat to shit and thrown out of the game, like Oliver Wood and then Angelina Johnson, I think both get like knocked out. It will cut to Harry and he's like, dang it, like face. And I'm just like, it's cheesy as fuck, right? Like and you're right. Like it's just, nobody asked Ron to do that. Who knows how he would have done, but I just felt like props to Rupert Grint.
He did crush it.
I guess the reason I'm also saying that is he's had the least illustrious career post Harry Potter. And I think he's deserved. I didn't see, he's in a movie this year.
That new M. Night movie. M. Night Shyamalan, the A Knock at the Cabin in the Woods or whatever.
Is that what it is? Okay. So it's not this year.
Dave Bautista.
Brother or something?
So it'll be next year. But I'm excited to see him working again. Because even in that special, did you guys watch that at the beginning of the year? Like everybody reunited, the Harry Potter reunion
I watched
special?
it. Yeah.
It's like he was like the saddest one, it seemed like. Like he's just been chilling by himself. I mean, he's got family and stuff is what he's been doing. That's great. But as far as the reunion, he was just kind of like, hey.
Well,
and there's that awkwardly edited scene.
He confessed love to Emma Watson.
And she's like, oh, you too, bro.
Thanks.
That's nice. You didn't watch it, Steve?
No.
There's a scene where Rupert's like, Emma, I just love you. I've always loved you. I love you. Like as a friend probably, but he's saying that. And she goes, thank you, Rupert. And like, it might be the way it's edited, but it was like, fuck.
Was that the one where they weren't like together? Like they filmed it in a way where Emma went to both interviews, but technically Rupert Grint and Daniel Radcliffe aren't.
That one's in a
room.
wide shot though. Like they're definitely there. I remember you saying that when we were telling this story a year ago.
Yeah, I think that like Emma went to wherever Ron was, Rupert was, because he was in the middle of filming something.
Canada or something. Maybe Knock at the Cabin in the Woods or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. There was some wizardry involved.
You should watch it. It's on HBO Max, and there's a lot of good stuff in it. Like Helena Bonham Carter's interaction with Daniel Radcliffe stands out in my mind because he had professed his love for her back when they were filming that when he was a kid. Like, I wish you were a little younger because I think we could be together. Like he wrote her a letter like that, and she still had it, and she showed it to him and stuff. He's like, oh my God, it's fun stuff. But anyway, back to the movie.
Don't blame him.
He was in Cabinet of Curiosities, but I didn't see that episode yet.
I didn't watch that one either.
Rupert?
Yeah, Rupert Grint is. And then they go in their boats to Hogwarts after they meet Hermione. And I think first years are the only ones that ride the boats to Hogwarts, if I recall.
They are, yes.
After that, they go
Is
through
that a form of hazing or?
I guess, dude, honestly, like I'm not totally sure why other than it's just like ceremony.
This is their first time seeing the school. They gotta really
maybe the angle of Hogwarts.
Shot,
yeah,
right?
maybe
that's how you see the school. You're gonna fucking fall in love with this school. The moon's gonna be coming
You're gonna
up.
pay whatever tuition we
Holy
ask.
shit. Hopefully it's a good night and it's not raining.
That does happen, I think, in this.
Second years have to use flying cars to get to the school. It's weird.
Facts.
It's weird.
It happens to Dennis Creevy, Colin Creevy's brother. It's raining and he falls into the lake.
Never to be seen nor heard from again.
Yeah. Old Dennis, we miss him. And then we see bitch ass Malfoy is the first time we see Draco Malfoy.
You must be a Weasley.
Yeah, you're obviously poor. You're poor shit. Look at your stupid ass robes hanging down.
Sandwich.
You got
Did your mom make that for you? Ew.
you have a mother who loves you.
You don't have a servant?
You got dust puff dust on your cloak.
Not
That's special, K.
Malfoy basically tries to recruit Harry. Like I love this line where he's like, you'll soon find out certain wizards are better to hang out with than others or something like that. And Harry's like, oh, I think I'm already learning that. And it was like, oh shit it on him.
Fucking Neville's in the back. We're like, oh, fuck.
fight.
I do that meme.
Yeah. He pulls his face and falls. Yeah.
And then they go through the rules. Is this before the sorting?
What rules?
McGonagall kind of explains the houses and how they do point systems to the kids.
Yeah.
Because the house will be your family the entire time you're at Hogwarts.
And then they do the sorting right here. And then they
Neville
go through.
finds Trevor.
He does. That's where he picks up the frog, and all the main characters are put into Gryffindor except for Draco, who's always been a Slytherin, and the hat doesn't even touch his head before it yells Slytherin. And then Harry's begging the hat to be in Gryffindor, basically, and the hat's like, oh, I don't know. You'd make a dope ass Slytherin.
How awkward must that have been? Everyone's watching and like the hat's like, oh, this little bitch is pleading me not to put him in Slytherin. What do you guys think over there? Should I do it? Should I do it? Am I going to be a rascal?
He is a rascally little hat. But he does ultimately put him in Gryffindor. And then we learn that the dark forest, and the Dumbledore gives this speech, right? The dark forest is forbidden to all students or just first years? I forget.
All dark forest
At least-
is forbidden to all students who do not wish to die a terrible
No, that's the
death.
third floor corridor.
Oh shit.
And the third floor corridor is out of bounds
No,
for
I think
anyone
that-
that
I
does
think-
not wish to die a most painful death.
I think the forest is forbidden to all students. Also, it's the forbidden forest in the books, but it's dark forest here, right?
Well, yeah, the dark forest is forbidden, which then makes it the forbidden forest. Perhaps it's just a matter of grammar.
Yeah, fair.
Tell me more about what's forbidden and what's not.
Tell me more. And then the all the food pops out right after the sorting ceremony, and the ghosts start to pop up. That's where we get my second favorite line in the franchise: "Nearly headless. How can you be nearly headless?" I love that line.
And John Cleese is like this. Gore.
They're like, they all vomit.
You think nearly headless Nick just like loves fucking doing like fucking kids.
Fucking got him.
This is where we meet like Seamus,
Dean.
Seamus the kid who's making rum.
Yes.
Okay.
He's the stereotypically Irish person who's trying to make alcohol later,
Oh, he's got the
and the
He's got
wand that
the
always
most-
blows up.
the most adult sounding child line in this when he's like, my dad's a muggle. My mom's, she's a witch. Nasty shock for him when he found out. Let me tell you what. Just the way he said it was
Yeah.
like no child talks like that.
Maybe they do
Nasty
overseas.
shock for him when he found out. I'll
Hey.
tell you what, boy.
When I was at the pub,
Back in the pub.
And then he said jabroni. He seems
Anyway,
the
I'm
type.
thinking of making a wizarding union. What you guys think about doing that?
as soon as I turn this water to rum,
You want to get in a union? You come see old Seamus. All right.
I'm fucking tired of me one blowing up. God damn it. We meet Percy as well, which is one of the older brothers of Ron Weasley. And that's one thing that's different in the movies too. Like in the books, later when shit goes to shit, Percy actually kind of joins the government against like the secret rebellion. And
So
it's a
he's the
huge plot
snitch.
point. Because but Carissa's a huge fan of, my wife's a big fan of the books too, and she reads them every year. And when I was writing down like, oh, we get introduced to Percy, and she was like, fucking Percy.
fucking person.
And I was like, what the fuck did he do? And she's like, reminded me of what happens in the books. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, he's a
real
double
piece of
crosser.
shit.
He's a suit.
He's a suit.
He is a suit.
But Percy gives him a tour. We find out the paintings can all talk, and we've seen the chocolate frog carts. We already knew that, but the paintings all welcome all the kids. Oh, hello, little first years. Really creepy thing that they do.
Oh, we're just ghosts. No big deal.
We find not the ghosts. They're just like paintings.
We all
We're the spirits of the dead.
We're trapped here forever. Hell.
Like, how does that work? It's not actually the people, right?
It's like an imprint of that person. So
Right.
like when
But they can like go off in their whole little
a certain
painting world.
person becomes a painting later, he can give advice and stuff. But
I love this
Remember
idea.
when Kanye made that hologram of Kim's mom or Kim's dad?
It's like
that.
Because sometimes the paintings are just not there. And I love that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
oh
really
shit, I haven't
cool.
seen that painting in like 3 minutes. Where has he been? He's just drunk somewhere in another painting. He's plowing the Mona Lisa.
That's why she's smiling.
dang, she's got the little
That
smirk.
little smirk
You don't know what's going underneath that border.
underneath that border. And then, so Percy gives him the tour. We find out the stairs move, all that kinds of cool shit. He takes him to the Gryffindor dormitories.
Child safety at Hogwarts is less
Not a
of
concern.
a necessity and more of a an ignorable line to
No,
cross.
I've got some bones to pick with that, especially Madam Hooch.
How fucking annoying must it be? Like, oh shit, I'm late for work. God damn it, the staircase moved again.
Got to be so annoying.
Or like you're in the middle of it and then it
And
starts
like-
to move and takes you God knows where.
Yeah, later the staircase takes them to the third floor where they're not supposed to be, and they like hide and like they're scared they're gonna get in trouble. And it's like, that's not your fucking fault at all.
No.
You were in
Filch
there
ain't
2
gonna care.
seconds. No, Filch is an asshole. I mean, he literally killed all of House Stark almost.
Yeah.
So
Real piece of shit.
he's not to be trusted. But they find out the password to the Gryffindor common room, and they show them all their
Jabronis.
beds. Yeah, that's right. Jabronis. And then we end the scene on Harry being all happy in the window because he's never been treated this way. This is dope as shit. There's a lot of good food. I'm clearly not sleeping under a cupboard. This is a dope ass room.
I got my little owl.
And we cut to the first day of class. Harry and Ron are late to class. They think they beat Professor McGonagall because there's just a cat sitting on the desk. And they're like, oh, thank God Professor McGonagall's not here. Can you imagine being caught being late to the first class?
And then what does she do,
And
Chris?
she pops out the and she's like, hey, And then she spits straight fucking fire to these kids. Maggie Smith is amazing because she's like, perhaps I should transfigure you into a watch so you're not late to your class. And he's like, well, we got lost. Perhaps a map then. I trust you can find your seats. And I'm like, damn, all off the top of her head. Shitted on him. I'd cry. I'd leave.
I fucking love Maggie Smith.
I'd go back to my cupboard.
I love
You just
her so
withdraw
much.
from school at that point. Like
She's incredible. I saw on the Discord, Andy, you were saying that Professor McGonagall is your favorite character right now.
I think so. Yeah.
She's an incredible character.
Especially in the books.
The Dowager Countess Violet Crowley is my favorite character.
I see.
Yeah.
Is that Maggie Smith's other role?
In Downton Abbey, yeah.
Steve, our resident big Downton Abbey fan.
How deliciously middle class.
And then Alan Rickman busts in as Snape because now we're in the potions class.
Hello.
His performance is incredible. There'll be no foolish wand waving. This is my favorite. I know I keep saying favorite line. This is my favorite monologue. You ready for
We're
this?
talking about how potion making's dope.
I can teach you how to bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses, bottle fame, brew glory, and even put a stopper in death. Fucking a meta. That's amazing. And then poor Harry, he's literally taking notes on what he's saying. Like his
stopper
bottle
in.
fame, brew glory. And he's like, but some of us are so famous, we don't even need to pay attention. And then he gives a quiz, pop quiz to Harry to belittle him, make him feel stupid. Hermione knows the answer every time. Can you tell me what a Bezoar is?
Where to find a Bezoar?
Oh, that's right.
It's in a goat stomach.
That's what Carissa said. Goat stomach. I was like, "Shh." Nerd.
Wolfsbane and Monkshood, they're the same thing.
They are? What's the first
a trick
question?
question.
What's the first question?
Can you hang on?
Okay. Because the second question is where to find a Bezoar.
It uses the word infusion. What would I get if I mix something with an infusion of wormwood?
That's right.
But I can't remember what the answer is.
Is it a poly potion?
Polyjuice?
Polyjuice.
That has like 9 ingredients or something.
Sure, there's a lot, including Goyle's nose hair.
Pubes.
This is where we see Seamus in the next scene trying to turn water to rum and then he explodes, which I thought was hilarious. Why is he trying to do that? I guess I get it. You're a kid, you want to get drunk.
What's he doing?
Honestly, it's the most realistic thing in this movie.
Yeah.
Is this one little boy like, I'm going to make rum. I'm going to use my powers for drinking.
I'm going to get lit.
Guys. Yeah, so much.
Party at Seamus's dorm. That's how you get really cool at Hogwarts really
Save
quick.
some McGonagall for the rest of us, Seamus.
I don't like it.
And then
Miles here.
that's when Al Mail shows up. Neville gets a remember all, and there's a corny but amazing joke because it's like the smoke turns red when you've forgotten something, and he's like, the only problem is I can't remember what I've forgotten. And I just love it.
I love Neville.
And then we find out, I guess Harry got a fucking newspaper in the mail that he subscribed to the Wizarding Times.
Oh yeah, he loves the Wizarding Atlantic. Yeah, he likes the
puzzles.
The puzzles. He loves the comics. There's a good Marmaduke.
Because everybody else has got like family and shit.
Ron got a hustler.
And it's used. It's Percy's old hustler. And then Harry's like, Microsoft's down 3 points. And they're like, what? Why the fuck do we hang out with you?
That would be really funny if Harry's literally looking up like real world Muggle news. Like, did you guys hear what happened to Princess Diana? Because this takes place in the 90s. But
Well, yeah, it does. You're right. Yep.
The McRib's back.
Somebody broke into Gringotts Bank.
Ron, get in here. Look, the McRib, it's back. Somehow they made it again.
Oh, this is where we get Hermione's ponder face because he tells her, it's the same vault that Hagrid took me to. And then
like this.
Yeah, just very suspicious because she's a very smart lady. And then Madame Hooch, the coach, we cut to her. We get a flying lesson. Harry's a natural. He says up, the broom jumps right into his hand. And Neville starts flying away because Madame Hooch is a terrible teacher, a fucking terrible teacher. Neville goes flying away. He doesn't know how to use a broom. He's never flown in his life, presumably. This is very dangerous.
Clearly scared out of his
At
mind.
first, he's totally doing what she said. She's like, I want you to kick off the ground hard, hover for a few feet, and then drop back down. And like he lifts up and she's like, Mr. Longbottom, you're doing exactly what I told. None of these other kids follow the instructions.
None of them. And then she says, come back down here this instant.
He understood the assignment.
He very clearly can't control it, lady. Go help him. What is going on right now? And then he goes willy-nilly all over the fucking playground thing. Everybody's just watching. Like, there's got to be some kind of a magical fail safe to make the broom float back down to you or something.
Accio, get back here.
Accio Neville, sure.
Damn, Steve.
And then
Some spell
he
knowledge.
falls. She knows magic. She watches this kid almost die. She's not even close to, like, she has to run through the kids when he finally lands in the grass. Where were you?
Dude,
the leaky cauldron?
She comes up like, oh dear, he's still alive.
She breaks his neck. Oh dear, broke his neck. Anybody else want to fucking disobey me? So she has to
They
take
call
him.
her Madam Hooch for a reason.
She's wasted. She's very negligent.
Did you see her eyes?
Yeah, for flying.
She did have whack eyes for sure.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
They are very beautiful. And then, so yeah, she has to take him to the infirmary. So she says, nobody better fly. If I see one broom in the air, you'll be out of Hogwarts forever. Some shit like that. Draco immediately steals the remember all that Neville had. And he's like, I guess it didn't help him remember to land on his fat ass. I'm like, damn.
High fives were had all around by Slytherin kids.
Oh yeah, Crab and Goyle were like the hilarious joke.
Like, oh, he does have a fat ass.
Not me though.
Not Crab or Goyle.
They're definitely talking to third poison. So there's a chase where Harry tries to, get the remember all back for Neville. He does get it. McGonagall comes out. You think he's going to be in trouble, but nope. She just wants to hire him for the.
I love that McGonagall is just such a huge ass sports fan. She looks out the window, she's like, oh my fucking God, Harry Potter just got a goddamn remember. Holy shit. Fuck.
He's going to be the ringer.
She canceled plans to immediately leave her office.
Gryffindor hasn't won the Quidditch Cup in decades. She's like sick of it.
She's like, what class is Wood in? What's that kid's name? Is it Wood?
Oliver Wood, yeah.
Yeah, well, where's Wood? Wood, come here. Come here.
Yeah, pulls him out of class.
Who's our seeker now? Fuck them.
For real. Well, tryouts haven't happened yet. And Harry's the youngest seeker in a century. And later she buys him the Nimbus 2000, which, by the way, first year students are not allowed to own brooms.
The one thing that this movie is missing is during the Quidditch tournament, McGonagall needs to be in fucking superfan sports face
Dude,
paint.
I
Like half her
know.
face.
Oh,
is
that
like-
would have been amazing.
She's got like M's on it. She's like, ah! She's like losing her goddamn mind.
when they score a goal, she rips her shirt off. Ah!
She just becomes another person when sports are on,
We see Headless Nick gossing. He said, "Did you hear they made Harry Potter the seeker?" And I love the idea that the ghosts are just gossiping around the school.
That is some of the worst transitional exposition in the movie, though, because it's just like, did you hear that Harry Potter is the new seeker? Looks directly at the camera.
Nearly
In
headless.
case it wasn't clear.
And this is how we learn about Quidditch. Fred and George are also on the team. They're beaters.
One of them is doing an excellent
isn't?
Austin Powers impersonation.
In what way?
I think it's George. He's like, we're the beaters, baby. We try to keep it off you. Like the way he's talking is he's inflecting like Austin Powers, and it's really odd.
Our job is to make sure you don't get bloodied up.
You don't get bloodied up, baby. Yeah.
Can't
Maybe
make
he's a
any
Beatles
promises,
fan.
though.
Could just be a Beatles fan.
He's super into, is that John that talks like that? Just trying to get songs on the album.
Just trying to get songs on the album. And then we find out Harry has a Quidditch heritage from Hermione. It takes him over to James Potter, was also a
Bunch
seeker.
of kids, you can't understand the words. She's trying to say you won't make a fool of yourself, but she goes, you won't make a fool of yourself. And like for the longest time, I thought she said you will make a fool of yourself, but she just pronounces it weird.
I didn't think she said will.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought she said it was saying won't?
Well, yeah, context clues.
Won't.
Easily
Won't.
with context clues.
Or like when Seamus is doing his rum spell, like what the fuck's he saying? I rabbit, home to home.
Yeah,
Like what the fuck's he saying?
yeah, Seamus rum spell. I have rabbit, hop string hum, turn this water into rum.
Yeah, okay. But that's not what those aren't the words coming out of his mouth.
I heard it. It's easy, man.
Well, it is ADR.
I rabbit, home to home.
So James was a seeker. The staircases start moving and shit, and that's where they accidentally move to the spooky room on the third floor. They find Filch's cat's about to snitch on them, and then one of the doors is locked, and Hermione's immediately like, "Aloha Mora," because she's been reading about spells, and everybody's amazed she can already do spells and shit. This is where we see Filch.
What chapter is it in the book? Do you remember?
Chapter 3, 7.
Yes. Standard Book of Tales, Chapter 7.
Standard Book of Spells, Chapter 7. We see Filch come in. He's like fucking hungry to catch a kid doing something wrong. He's just a really angry person.
I really like getting kids in trouble.
And of course, he's a cat person. Like he just screams cat.
What's his cat's name?
Mrs. Norris.
Mrs. Norris.
Mrs. Norris.
Mrs. Norris.
I named this cat after a woman I once loved.
She didn't love me
She
back.
didn't love me back, so I got this cat.
I'm a squib. Do you remember that he's a squib?
What the fuck is a squib?
A squib
So
is...
does he go off like to simulate gunshots and people on movie sets?
Yes. it's a muggle that's born in the wizarding world. So it's a person who
Non-magical person.
Yeah, they know about magic. They're supposed to be magical, but they don't have powers.
So his parents had powers,
Yeah.
but he does not.
He's just...
How fucking cruel is this world where you have a kid who by all standards is technically handicapped in the world that you're in? You're like, let's call him a squib.
And let's make him the janitor.
Yeah, that's true. It's very ableist.
This is why I have a very bad disposition.
That's why he does. It's
Everyone
not
is
his
so
fault,
cruel
Steve.
to me.
It's very ableist.
If Mrs. Norris just treated him nicely and went on a date with him, he would have been okay.
He was married, Steve.
It's not her fault. Yeah.
You got me there. You got me there.
Any hoozle.
I would have been the better match.
That's where they find Fluffy, the three-headed dog. They don't know that's its name yet. Hermione notices it's guarding something because there's a hatch down there. We cut back to Oliver teaching Harry Quidditch. And then he gives Harry the stick, and then he hits not the quaffle, but the
Bludger.
The bludger. That's right. The bludgers are the balls that fly around and try to hit people. And you'd make a fair beater. Right? Did I?
That was pretty
That's good.
And then
Beater butter.
Oliver can't see the. Did you notice that Oliver can't see the snitch when he lets it
Yeah,
out?
he starts
He's like,
looking
where the
around
fuck?
all over the
Where
place.
the fuck is the fucking thing?
It's right fucking there.
It's right fucking there, but I can't see it. I did watch the Banshees of Inisherin recently. That's up my Irish, I guess. So yeah, I just thought it was a nice little touch that he can't see the snitch. And then Harry's like, I like this ball. I'm the best child actor according to Steve. That was unnecessary.
Why you gotta drag me, man?
Why did he lick his lips? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. In comparison to the kid who's wrestling a ball on the ground to get it back into a trunk.
I thought that was
That's a
effective.
CGI ball.
Well, like when he is fighting the ball back into the trunk, I thought that was effective, like body acting.
I was
You didn't think so?
laughing at it.
Oh, it was where he catches the bludger and he's going "Eeh," and trying to like
Yeah.
force
Now,
it
if
back
he
in.
made that noise, yeah,
That
would
would've sold Steve.
I would have been back on this train.
We see Professor Flitwick's class swish and flick, and that's where we get the fourth coolest line of the movie. Wingardium, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. She's not wrong.
Do you remember that video?
Ron, that's why you're poor. You don't pay attention in class.
You don't remember the Leviosa video?
No, I don't.
Oh, I'm sending you guys that. That
Yeah,
is,
send us all the memes that we
that
missed.
is a wildly inappropriate video, but it's very funny.
Why does Seamus's wand keep blowing up?
Because he's just prone to accidents, man.
I guess that's just, you need to, Ollivander
dad's a
might have did
muggle.
him dirty. That's true. No. Oh my God, Steve. Hermione's half muggle as well,
Well,
by the way. Actually, she's both, neither of her parents.
Yeah, she's
She's got
all
like a
muggle.
distant aunt or something that can.
She's up blood.
Yeah, right. We don't say the
Yeah.
M word here, but I'm just saying, like, how did she have any magical powers again? Does she have like a distant relative, or
No,
did
it just happens. Dean Thomas was also from both Muggle parents.
Really? Any hoozle.
yeah, Dean Thomas. I know who that is.
It's
Side character.
the other Gryffindor that's in Harry and Ron's grade.
This is where Ron.
I've been watching too much Community because I thought it was like the dean of the school.
No. His name's Dean.
Dean to be here.
This is when Ron makes fun of Hermione, and she hears him and busts through there. She goes to cry in the girls' bathroom.
any friends.
Yeah, she sucks. I hate her.
And then Seamus is like, oh, yeah, I'm here too.
His wand blows up again.
The one scene they were hanging out with other kids.
And we cut to this feast, and for some reason, there's like,
Awesome if he was drunk the rest of the movie. Like he figured it out.
finally did it. Hermione helped him.
We need that one shot of him actually like cracking the code and be like, oh, hell yeah.
He's puking out the fucking.
He's just running booze throughout the school for the rest of his career there. And then we see like this giant feast, and I don't know whether there's like giant lollipops and chocolate and then corn, like just the most random
corn.
fucking. It's corn.
It's Halloween.
It has the juice.
It's candy.
Oh, that's right. It's a Halloween feast.
Yeah.
Hermione's in the bathroom. Somebody tells him that. I forget who. Is it? No, it's Neville says that Parvati Patel saw her in there or something like that.
She's been in the bathroom all that time.
Is this when Quirrell comes in to inform everyone that in fact there is a troll in the dungeon?
There's a troll in the dungeon. Just thought you should know.
Fainting
No,
couch.
then he says, I thought you should know.
Yes.
Faints. Love it. Love it. And you see Snape very pointedly sneaking out. Professor Dumbledore, Professor D, though, drops that D because everybody's freaking out. And he's like, silence! Stop being little bitches. I got this. Go to your rooms.
The troll is
fucking
in the
Dumbledore.
dungeon. Not in your dorms. Go to your dorms.
Yeah. All your the prefects, follow your prefects back to the dormitories. And all the teachers with me, we're going to go to the dungeons.
We're going on a troll hunt.
But it's not in the dungeon, is it?
Yeah, Harry and Ron find out
they're like, hey.
the troll is not in the dungeon.
No.
It's in the ladies' bathroom.
Which we always assumed.
Yeah.
There was trolls in there.
Yeah.
We didn't know what was in there, but I assumed it was trolls.
When I was in school, we weren't allowed in the boys weren't allowed in the girls' bathroom, and I always assumed like that's where the trolls are.
That is the case in every school, Steve, I think.
That's why all the girls go to the bathroom together. It's
To fight the troll?
Yeah.
To fight the troll. Yeah.
That's why you can't go alone.
That's just science. That's just science.
We know what's going on.
Yeah. Ladies, get that troll out of the bathroom.
The troll almost fucking gets her. It's kind of a harrowing scene because, like, if I was 11, I would have died.
Yeah.
Because, like, she goes to the stalls, she ducks as it swings to the stalls, and then she goes under the sink, and then she moves at the last second as it slams into that sink. I would have been done there at best. And then later, Harry's like doing a full upside down body sit up.
Dude, Harry's got a
Something.
great core.
Anything.
Have you seen pictures of Daniel
That's
Radcliffe
true.
lately, dude?
That's true.
He's shredded.
He's shredded, but even
He's got a great
we
core.
should have known it was happening because even back then he was already doing that. He's got a strong core, baby.
And then Hermione's like, swish and flick.
I fucking hate that, dude.
You do?
Yeah, the swish and
She's trying to teach him, man. It's very important that he nails this.
Is that before or after Harry?
Harry's
shoves
already, it's
the,
after
the wand up its nose.
He doesn't know how to do magic, so he's just like, it's a knife.
Shiv him.
And then one of my favorite things in this scene is when he shoves it in his nose, it cuts to Ron and he goes, ugh. Troll bogeys.
I do love it.
pea brain.
What does he say when he does the spell and the club hits the troll and he's slowly knocking out? It cuts to Ron and just goes, wicked.
It's something like that. He's like, awesome. Something like that.
Wizard.
I think it just says like wow or something. But
I love that line delivery because he's almost like he's blissfully high on his own success.
Oh, it's gotta admit, it's really cool. And then Harry sees the cut on Snape's leg. This is what fucking infuriates me. So Madam Hooch is incredibly irresponsible, right? Whatever. We'll let that go. Child safety is not important in Hogwarts, right?
No.
5 points are taken from Hermione. She stands up for Ron and Harry. That's what seals their friendship. But 5 points each are given to Harry and Ron for sheer dumb luck, right? Later.
What does Madam Hooch have to do with that?
And I'm just saying, like, I'm willing to put the child safety thing aside for the school, but what I cannot abide is nonsensical point giving. 5 points is what you're awarded for battling a fucking mountain troll. You are docked 50 points for wandering around the school at night.
Hey, you know
What the hot fuck?
Yeah,
You know how many mountain trolls I'm going to have to battle?
Well, they would have.
Maths says 10.
They would have gotten 50 points if they were allowed to fight the cave troll, but it's actually a docking of 45 points for going out and not going to their dorm.
They were saving, Hermione would be dead
yeah.
because the teachers are so
Hey, man,
idiotic.
do we not live in a nation of rules? A nation of laws?
They apparently don't. They apparently don't. That's all I'm saying.
Steve's a contributing member to society. Chris.
50
I
points.
pay my
seems-
motherfucking taxes, all right? I want to see these rules abided by.
50 points just seems steep. And then the punishment for said wandering around at night. Your punishment for wandering around at night will be to wander around tomorrow night. What the fuck?
That'll teach them.
Where are we going to wander at night? Oh, the Forbidden Forest. What the fuck?
Hey, if you want to go to the Forbidden Forest, you got to do one thing: break some of the rules.
Anyway, I was just really bothered for the very first time in my life by that. I
never
guess I'm
thought
getting,
about it.
I'm
That's
getting
funny.
too old.
This kind of starts off like It happens in every movie, but I remember being a kid and this would always fucking bug me by like this, especially the second book onward, but it was always like, oh, guys, look at that. Snape blinked funny. I bet it was him. And then just get a raging boner for turning Snape in for something he didn't commit when it's like, come on, guys, he's not that bad. And this movie, it's understandable because they don't know Snape yet. Yeah. But like,
And he's pretty mean.
yeah, he's kind of a dick.
Obviously.
But you know, let's all be honest. Harry's kind of a dick too.
I don't wash my hair. Obviously.
I don't believe in it. But yeah, like, and it'll be a much bigger problem later in the
Mila
books. But like,
Kunis
it's
doesn't
so
wash
funny
her
that
hair.
like Snape is limping and he's like, oh, I bet he did it. Snape's limping.
Why is he Australian?
G'day, mate. I'm Harry Potter.
Fucking hell.
I'm gonna didgeridoo this and
We are very sorry to our British, Irish, Scottish, and
Nose cone.
Australian listeners.
Our accented.
Nose cone.
All of them.
Anyway, about that dragon there.
This will really piss him off.
Oi. So yes, what do we got? Where are we at? Hedwig brings mail at breakfast. That's where we get the broom. And before they unwrap it, I had no fucking idea what it was.
Yeah, no.
That's how I wrap Christmas presents. It's just very clearly the thing in paper. It was just a fucking broom with paper around it. Why wrap it?
Let's open it.
And then Ron's so dumb. He's like, "Oi, what's that? That's the Nimbus 2000. That's the Chekhov's Nimbus we saw earlier in the film."
And then the kids from earlier are like, oh, I wish I was the main character.
I don't have money for that.
The school teachers don't like me that well.
And is it canon that McGonagall bought him that? Because she's like,
It's implied. I
because
don't think
I
they were
don't sit
actually
on a teacher's salary, a Nimbus 2000.
I mean, she's been teaching for a long time. She's tenured.
Plus, who knows what her late husband, Mr. McGonagall, might have had a stake in James Potter's parents' company for something.
He bought in early on Bitcoin, actually.
Yeah. He was an early adopter of cryptocurrency and sold early. That's great.
I feel like that should be illegal, right? Like, that's like,
Oh, she definitely like made a ringer.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like giving her student, because first years aren't allowed to own brooms. It's one of the written rules.
Except when it's Harry Potter.
Correct.
There's a lot of things that happen in this universe. It's like, we can't do that unless it's Harry Potter.
But again,
which
that's
is
what
like,
makes the book so great, because you just want to be Harry Potter, right?
No, for sure. But then you kind of, when you step back from wanting to be Harry Potter, like, oh, no wonder all these kids fucking hate him. Like,
For real.
I
he's
would fucking
most
hate him
entitled
too.
piece of shit. He's rich. All the girls like him.
For sure.
Yeah.
God, what a terrible, God damn it. No wonder Voldemort did what he did. I solved the future.
This kid's going to be given a lot of things.
This kid's going to grow up to be a cunt.
We have to kill him.
Come to die. And then we get the Quidditch game. Slytherin's playing dirty. Flint's got very stereotypically British teeth. I'm just going to throw that out there. I mean, just the Slytherin his teeth.
Flint the
I've ever
guy?
seen.
Is Flint the kid that sounds like
that way.
he sounds like an orc
And
from
he's
Middle
like,
Earth.
yeah. Meat's back on the menu, boys. He's on his broom. He's like kicking other kids and shit.
I'm so glad you picked up on that, because when that happened, I'm like, well, that was a child? What the fuck was that?
He knocks Oliver off his broom, who presumably falls to his death. Nobody cares. The game keeps going.
Yeah, no one stops. These kids are falling to their death.
Hundreds of feet.
And Hooch is like, I see no fouls.
Angelina gets thrown into the stands, falls all the way down. Up, game keeps going. Quidditch is rough.
Yeah, they don't have a goalkeeper.
No.
And they're just like,
That's
shit.
part of the game.
Sorry about your luck.
Snitches get stitches in this game. That's why we have to catch the snitch.
So there are those like fan Quidditch games that happen in real life, right? So can I just fucking shank somebody on the field and like, oh, you don't have a keeper anymore. Sorry.
Yeah. Should have wore your armor. How does Hermione get?
He's in the hospital.
How does Hermione get over there?
She runs.
She gets down the 300-foot tower, around the stadium, through all the, the vendors and shit are there.
Dude, Quidditch is fucking bedlam. There's just kids running around at the bottom. Nobody
Is there?
cares. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they don't need to be down there, I
Makes
guess.
sense.
And then she has to run all the way up the stairs.
All the way up to the other
yeah.
tower, exactly. And then Ron's like, hurry, your mom. I'm like, how the fuck would she get over there? She would need a port key to get there that quickly.
I do like that she's got her glasses and they're looking at Harry kind of getting all buck wild on
You
the
mean
room.
binoculars?
What did I say?
You say glasses.
Oh, yeah, binoculars. Yeah.
Yeah.
the real thing.
Zoomy glasses.
Zoomy glasses, yeah. And she immediately was like, "Oh no, there's something wrong with Harry." Snape.
For sure. I actually think it's clever though.
That in the background you can see Quirrell like doing a thing as well, but
And
of
then
course
because-
of her bias
Yes.
against goth kids, she
Yes.
focuses on Snape.
And then because she sets him on fire, it knocks Quirrell over, which is why it seems to work doing that to Snape. I thought it was clever.
He doesn't just fall over; he
exaggerates,
fucking
dude.
nosedives off of his chair.
Well, it's not just him. Oh, you mean Quirrell?
Quirrell,
yeah. He's like, well, he's very sensitive.
Quirrell likes
He takes a dive.
He's very sensitive for sure.
Thought you should know.
Thought you should know. Dwell in a dungeon. What if he just screams that randomly at times? But then that distracts everybody. Harry battles it out with the other Slytherin seeker, but he's got more nerve. It's like Top Gun, that scene in Maverick when you're below the hard deck. Yeah, that music actually plays, which John Williams. What the fuck, man? And then he stands on his broom.
Why?
That would be very difficult.
Why does he
real
do
reason.
that?
Swallows the snitch ball. And then Hagrid's like, I think he's going to be sick.
Don't say that too loud. Quirrell might hear you.
And then Gryffindor wins.
Sarah went, "Oh no," when he fell. I was like, I love this so much.
Sarah went, oh no.
Yeah, when he fell.
Oh no.
Did she think he lost?
I don't know what she thought. I didn't get to ask.
I don't
but it
know.
was just like, I was enjoying it because she didn't know what was happening.
Due to the tone of the movie, it was very clear things were going to end well. That's great to watch with somebody who has no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then the kids try to tell Hagrid about Snape, and he's like, don't be snitching, kid. He's basically like, nah, you're meddling with shit you ought not be meddled in. And it's like, he tried to kill me from their point of view. So it's an interesting convo. That's when he tells them, what's in that room is between Albus Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel. Shouldn't have told you that.
Shouldn't have told you that.
Should not have said that. That's his whole shtick in this movie.
I love that so much.
Everybody's leaving for Christmas. This is where we find out about the existence of Wizard's chess, which is just chess, but the pieces beat each other up.
I do like what, real quick, Hagrid says the idea of Snape being involved is codswallop. Codswallop. And I wish that was just a phrase that people would just bring back. We're starting it here.
All right, then.
We're bringing it back.
More than rattling dags.
Oh, we've brought Rattle Dags back.
Yeah, that's back.
That's back. Thanks to us.
Yeah.
Not Rings of Power. Thanks to us.
Yeah.
But we're bringing Codswallop back.
Okay.
Yeah, people say that Rings of Power brought it back, but that's Codswallop.
That is
we
in
brought
fact
it back.
Oh, yeah, baby.
It begins. Hermione is leaving. Ron is not, because his parents are going to visit Charlie in Romania because he's a dragon researcher.
Christmas is canceled for 7 of our kids.
And they're like, honestly, we got nothing.
Yeah, we're going on vacation.
Well, that happens sometimes. Like, if Adam was in Paris for a living or something, I feel like your parents would spend one Christmas in Paris or something,
Yeah, maybe. But also, like, they're poor. And so they're like, so we can't afford presents. We're going to go to Romania.
That's all we can afford is a badass vacation without you kids. If
Don't
you have
worry,
that many
I knitted
kids,
you a sweater.
yeah. If you have that many kids, that's definitely what you're doing.
That's fair.
And then Hermione says, hey, you can help Harry research Nicholas Flamel. And we're like, we've already been to the library 1,000 times. I hate books. I'm dumb. And Harry's like, but not in the restricted section. So that's what they plan on doing.
Hermione says that. Not
That's
in the
right.
Restricted. Happy Christmas. Because I say that every Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
I say not in the restricted section. Happy Christmas.
Is that how you wish people a happy Christmas?
I'd like
you
to-
take them down that road?
To my siblings, yes. I do that all the time.
Take them down that road.
Down that road.
You should start doing that to people at work.
It'll be
like
some
at the
straight
store.
codswallop if you don't do that to
It would be
strangers.
straight codswallop.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
there's no way they're going to get in the restricted section. I don't know what Hermione thinks is going to happen. It's not like Harry's going to get an invisibility cloak for Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
I mean, what are the odds?
happy Christmas. Holy shit, he does get an invisibility cloak.
It's
and
a Christmas miracle.
Ron gets a sweater from Molly, and
That's so shit here.
who does not let him go invisible.
What the fuck?
Who gives
You
him
got
the
that, and I
invisibility
got
cloak?
this?
It's implied that Dumbledore gives it to him later in the movies, right?
He 100% was Dumbledore, and Dumbledore had borrowed it and was researching the Deathly Hallows at the time. But in the book, he absolutely says, "Yes, your father had loaned it to me, and I thought you might want it back." But I don't know if they say it in the movie.
Okay.
I don't
But you don't
remember
find this out for many books, though,
No,
right?
in the book, they say it at the end of the first book.
Oh, it's the end of the first book?
That
Really?
He
I didn't think
doesn't
you found
say,
that
I
out
was
yet.
researching Deathly Hallows. He said,
Right.
your father had loaned it to me.
Interesting. Yeah. So it comes from Dumbledore. But there's a note that says, use it well.
If my teacher gave me an invisibility cloak and then said, "Hey, your dad let me borrow it for a minute," I would follow up with a question. What the fuck were you doing with that invisibility cloak, sir?
Well,
Man who runs a school of children.
God damn it.
Does Quirrell know you have this?
He better be very far away from that.
Use it well. He goes to the restricted section in the library, pulls out one book, which screams.
He's just the worst possible.
Ron's like, this is why I don't read.
Ron's not even there. Harry hides from Filch and the cat, and he ends up finding Snape seemingly accosting Quirrell. You don't want to make an enemy out of me.
I will bitch slap you so hard.
Filch finds a hot lamp,
Open-handed,
tells Snape, and he's so fucking excited.
so it doesn't leave a mark.
I found this lamp. It's still hot. That means there's a student out of bed. And Snape's like, oh fuck, I like that too. And they all
We just become best friends.
They high five.
I want to make some kids' Christmas fucking terrible. Roll out.
You guys aren't going to believe this, but we can punish some kids. I can't talk. I'm so excited. Mrs. Norris told me.
He comes back with Ron. Oh, no. First they go, he runs away. Then he hides in a room and finds the mirror of Erised, which allows him to see his deepest desire. He sees his parents, of course. He goes back and gets Ron out of bed, and he comes back like, Ron, look in the mirror. It's my parents. And Ron's like, I'm Quidditch captain in the Quidditch.
It's me if I was cool.
Yeah, exactly. And Harry comes back again. He just sits there all the time and looks at his parents. And that's where Professor Dumbledore finds him. He says, back again. I don't know why he has that voice now all of a sudden. And basically tells him, hey, look, don't spend your whole life chasing dreams instead of living. I'm going to move the mirror. You better not fucking go looking for it again. And Harry's like, oh, fair enough.
Erised is desire spelled backwards.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool? It's like
How did
he
I
held it
know?
up to a
It's
mirror.
very obvious. Yeah. Erised.
It's pretty
In
cool.
a mirror. Wow. And then anyway, in the library, Hermione remembers seeing Flamel. She finds the chapter again. He's the creator of the Sorcerer's Stone, which I'm sorry, I stuttered a lot, but it annoys me. There's an actual thing, there's a legend in real life about this called the Philosopher's Stone, which is why it was titled that. Anywho, in this book, it's the Sorcerer's Stone in the American version. And it grants the finder, the maker of the juice, whatever, immortality. Immortality.
The brewmaster.
They go to Hagrid's hut to tell him that they know about it.
Hagrid's hut, also a subsidiary of Pizza Hut.
That's right. They find him with a dragon egg, a Norwegian Ridgeback named Norbert. He's always wanted a dragon, but Malfoy sees him in the window. He's gonna go snitch, which he does. He tells McGonagall all about it. And this is when they all four get detention, which is satisfying because he's a snitch, but also each of them get 50
First rule of Hogwarts, Mr. Malfoy, is no stitches.
snitches.
And you get no stitches if you know snitches.
That's right. 50 points. Why? Cat. Cat. Why 50? It just drives me nuts. They go to the Forbidden Forest, which is the punishment for being out at night. And then there's a funny scene where Malfoy's obviously very scared.
That's seven stuff. Dude, they cut to Filch and like he does this like looking at him thing. Like, this fucking kid.
You're such a bitch. And he's like, well, fine, then I want Fang. I love this part. And then Hagrid's like, okay, but fair warning, he's a coward. He cuts to the dog like, I love it. Good dog humor.
Good dog.
The dragon got sent
dog.
to a colony in Romania. And then Hermione's like, oh, that's good, right? He gets to be with other dragons. And he's like, but what if they're mean to him? I love
What
it
if
so
he
much.
don't like it there?
So
Hagrid.
good. He loves animals so much. But then they see there's unicorn blood. They horror movie style, all split up to search. Grouped up and increasingly less capable groups. And then Harry and Draco find presumably a monster feeding on the body of the fucking unicorn. Draco and Fang are both cowards. They both run. Harry just hangs out there until the centaur Firenze saves Harry and warns him about Voldemort.
Voldemort.
So if you drink unicorn blood, no matter if you're 1 second from death, it will prolong your life. But at what cost? You'll live a half-life, a cursed half-life from then on out. And then he's like, who would choose to live that way?
And then Harry's like, when's Half-Life 3 coming out? That's a real question.
God, do I need to know this?
I need to know.
Come on, Steve.
Back in the common room, he's telling Ron and Hermione that Voldemort is feeding on unicorns. Hermione points out Voldemort is scared of Professor Dumbledore. And then outside the school,
Big Dig Dumbledore.
next scene, we're outside the school. It's the end of exams. Harry's scar keeps a burning. He goes to Hagrid's hut because,
The pizza buffet's open.
yes, the stranger that gave Hagrid the dragon egg, I think. And he learns how to calm Fluffy. Fucking music. Dang it. And Hagrid's like, shouldn't have told you that.
Shouldn't have told you that. Should not have told you that.
Kids go to McGonagall's to tell her someone wants to steal the Sorcerer's Stone. And she's like, how do you know about the Sorcerer's Stone? I assure you it's very well safe. Something like that. But Professor Dumbledore has gone to the Ministry of Magic. He's been called there for mysterious reasons. And so they're like, oh shit.
Convenient much?
Oh shit, Dumbledore's gone. Now we're in real trouble. They see Snape outside of McGonagall's room. And he's like, oh, it's such a nice day outside. Why would you be inside? And they're like, would it be? I don't know. I don't fucking want to be outside right now. I had to poop.
Suspicious.
Oh, obviously. They go to.
I might think you children are up to something. And then they're all like,
He goes
super
up to
sketch.
something, and he like goes all wide-eyed looking at Harry because he's just going.
I know, and they're all like, we are.
Snape looks at him funny because like, why is this kid fucking This is really fucking weird.
It's fucking shooting daggers.
Why did I protect this Potter kid?
And then they try to sneak out again, and Neville tries to stop them, and he gets petrified by Hermione, which is mean, and he falls over. And then they calm Fluffy with a harp. And this is where my notes get very sparse, but the movie's almost over. Don't
Well, the
worry.
harp was already playing. It had a spell
somebody
on
had
it.
already broken in there. That's right.
Snape's already here.
But then the harp turns off and the dog almost gets them. They fall down into the devil's snare stuff. And Hermione remembers that sunlight is the key to that. And she has it's not Lumos. It's a spell like Lumos, like Solar Lumos or something. It's a really bright version. Gets the devil's snare to go
Lumos
away.
Maxima.
Then there's the keys with wings. And Harry's like, it's just too simple. And Ron's like, oi, no, it ain't.
I'm Ron.
Just fucking grab it, man. Come on.
I would love to see an alternate cut of watching Quirrell do all this shit.
What is the key? What is the secret to the key with the wings again?
You just grab the key with the wings and unlock the door, right?
Oh, so it was that simple? You just grab it?
yeah.
Well,
Ron was right.
as soon as you touch the broom, then they start flying super fast.
Oh, okay.
And then it's hard to catch.
That's true.
So you either got to be good at magic to be able to catch the one with magic and call it to you, or you
Or
gotta
be a seeker.
Harry.
That's right.
Literally Harry.
Literally just Harry could do that. And then we get to Wizard's Chest. God. You got to tickle the teats on the wizard.
She sits in there.
Wizard's chess. And then we get the famous scene. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
The lines.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
Again, the best actor in the show. And what's the other line? If I make my move, you're free to check the king.
Ron!
No, Ron, no.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
This scene is so weird because they make a whole big meal of like, you go there, I'll go here, you go there. I'm a chess master. Doesn't show the game like at all. It's just,
I mean,
tights of things moving, and then like there's just rubble all over the board. Like, how the fuck do you play?
they played the shit out of that. It's the same. I took it like it's the same because he's like knight to e5. Like I just thought it was the same game, but the pieces actually kill each other.
There's not even like a wider shot where you can kind of see like, I wonder if like chess fans watch this. Like,
Yeah,
this
they
is
have
bullshit.
broken down the game to see how he mated them. I don't know what the game was called, but anyway, yeah, it is a real game.
Okay.
That they plotted out.
They did it, man. Don't worry about
But they
it.
don't take the pieces off the board when they get killed. They're dead, and so it's real hard to tell.
That's inconvenient.
There's a lot of rubble there. And then they go to the room with the mirror of Irised. It's back. Quirrell's in there. Turns out Voldemort's on the back of his fucking head.
Oh shit!
That's weird. And that's why he couldn't touch Harry in the leaky cauldron, because it would burn. It burns us.
Well, I don't think he knew that.
Voldemort doesn't like nasty taters.
It was just like characterization that he was like, I don't want to fucking touch it.
You think so?
Yeah. Like,
I thought it was Voldemort like, don't touch him.
Get away.
Get away. Because he grabs him at one point, right?
yeah. Here he grabs him.
And he's like, ah. True.
What's interesting, though, is like he starts to choke Harry, and that's fine. But when Harry touches back, then it's a problem.
Ah. He's got a very ticklish back.
Touch me. Or, no.
And he's able to use the mirror of Erised to like find the stone. It's a secret trick in the vault. Dumbledore's last hurrah.
Because if you wanted to find the stone, but not use it, then you can get the stone. It was my greatest trick. Got him.
And the greatest trick.
Between you and me, that's saying something.
I'm a smart man.
Ethan Hunt.
Yeah, it's Sean. What is it? Sean
Harris. Yeah. But Richard Harris is Dumbledore.
Are they related?
I know. I never thought of that, but now that you say it, it's like I see a relate.
What the hot?
I'm looking this up now.
Whispering voices.
No fucking way.
Okay, I'm pulling up IMDb. I'm trying to see if there's any sort of like. I can't quite tell.
He's not related to Jared Harris.
He has a child named Jared Harris. Is it the same Jared Harris?
Is that Jared Harris? The Jared Harris?
I'm clicking on
from
the
Chernobyl.
link.
Is Richard Harris's kid?
Yes, that is
Oh my God!
true.
It is. Jared Harris is his son.
Wow.
Whoa!
Did not know that, but Sean Harris is not related to either of them. Okay.
No.
Wow. We did find out a Harris relation.
So
What?
wait, no, this is for some reason I thought that he was the son. Never mind. Anyway.
Yeah, but
I thought I was reading some crazy facts, but they weren't facts.
they weren't
all.
facts.
Just
Hashtag not facts.
It was my Google result gave me some asshole on Twitter just being super wrong about something. Be like, dang,
It's
I was wrong
Elon's
about
cracked
that.
the code. It's all you're getting now is wrong tweets when you Google something.
This is fun.
$8 a month for Google now. Quirrell, yeah. And then he disintegrates when Harry touches him. Harry wakes up in the hospital
What do
wing.
you guys think of Voldemort on the back of his head?
Yeah,
It's
it's good. It was
I think
decent.
it's dope.
Creepy.
You don't like it?
He's got a nose.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a little bit of a nose, but it's still kind of flat. And like they're super nondescript with like his general looks and voice. And so when they ultimately cast Ralph Fiennes, it still works.
Yeah.
For me.
It's
anyway.
better. This is a kid's movie.
Well, I just wanted to bring it up because that was a big reveal and we didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
I'm rushing through because I feel like we took too long and it's my fault.
Well,
but
I'm just really happy that everything worked out for Harry.
it's better than Malignant.
How lucky is it for Harry that right when Quirrell's about to kill him, Thanos snaps? How lucky is that for him? Worked out.
Dude,
so
I love
well.
where
Everything
he
works out for Potter.
when Quirrell gets Harry handed in the face.
Harry peed.
And like his face starts to disintegrate. You see him do this like steadying himself, like, and like starts to walk again, like even though like he's dying, like it's really cool direction for the CG to like he's like okay and like tries again and then just crumbles. But I thought it was pretty cool. It was like a
Poor Professor Quirrell. How did Voldemort get him?
he was doing some traveling after having finished school. And basically wanting to get in the field experience, and then ran into him, I think in like the forests of Albania or something, and was bewitched by him, and then convinced and or threatened into letting him.
Let me get in your head.
share- Yeah,
Let me get
pretty
in your
much.
head.
Let me have your
No,
head.
seriously, I need that real estate.
And so the guy eating the unicorn,
That was Quirrell.
it was Quirrell specifically, not Voldemort left Quirrell briefly to go feed,
Right.
but that was the embodiment of Quirrell because he like doesn't have legs and he's like,
Right, he's yeah.
McGonagall?
Quirrell? Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's not Quirrell.
It's not me. It got better. Yep. Then there's a big,
The Voldemort fart travels through Harry and he passes out.
indeed. And he wakes up in the hospital. Professor Dumbledore talks to him. That's when he tells him about all the cool
I
shit
love
he
this.
does.
Every Harry Potter ends with a conversation between Harry and Dumbledore.
Well,
Well, almost every Harry Potter ends with that.
yeah.
and it's beautiful.
I love it.
I love it.
It's a thing.
It's just like a formula that you look forward to.
It is. It's very comforting.
I've got your back, boy.
It's like a whodunit.
And then they dap up.
It's like a whodunit where you get the explanation at the end every time, and that's what you're waiting for. My dude, Harry P and Professor D for life.
P&D.
The P&D, baby. Wait a second. Quirrell told me to use that line. I don't like it anymore.
I know why he did it now.
There's a giant feast. As always, Professor D gives points to everybody. It looks like Slytherin has won the House Cup this year.
He even brought out the decorations.
I know. Just fucking with them.
What a fucking dick. What a dick. This is like no
Hi,
wonder.
children, celebrate. Never mind, nerds.
Boom, 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 double pickles. Seriously, you were just setting up this whole school to fucking hate Harry Potter and his friends.
Well, for sure. And like Slytherin, especially, like even he doesn't like Slytherin. You know what I mean?
maybe Slytherin wouldn't grow up to be a bunch of terrorists.
They weren't picked on.
If
yeah.
you didn't do shit like this to them all the time.
Nice try, fucking parcel tongue losers.
You thought that me, Albus Dumbledore, would live to see a day and to allow fucking Slytherin to win the house cup?
Fucking Slytherin.
Harry Potter, 50 points. Hermione Granger, 50 points. Ron, 50 points. Neville. Oh, who else is in here? Crabbe. Wood. I don't even fucking know you. 12 points. I'm mad with power.
Looks like Slytherin. Oh, I forgot about all the points.
Who's gonna fucking stop me? Snape?
He sounds. He reminds me of the guy from Futurama. Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
Points for Gryffindor. And then all the kids leave on the train, and Hagrid gives Harry a photo album of his parents. They move around in there and shit. That's what they do.
Yeah, Harry's in there. He's going.
And then he goes back to be abused all
And he's
summer.
like, go bully your cousin, Harry.
Yeah. Kick his little piggy ass. You can, I don't know what you can do to him. You can make him float. 3 spells.
Accio.
Unlock his door.
Yeah. Hello, Hamora. Play video games.
I do like the one line when they're like, ready to go home, Harry. And he's like, not going home. Not really.
I'm leaving
He
home.
looks at the Hogwarts like, aw, that is his home. Why are they letting him go back there?
It's terrible.
Why are they letting him go back to
there's
this
a reason.
abusive family?
They actually explain that later.
There is a family reason, yes.
In the movie?
I don't know.
I'm just saying. I don't like it.
I don't know, because they leave out Dumbledore's howler. That's not in the movie. I don't know. We'll find out, Steve, here in a few weeks.
You can do this bullshit where it's like, well, he needs to be humble. He needs to go back and eat some humble pie before he comes back and we fucking
He does
give him
need to be
everything.
humbled. There's
And it's
also
like, no, how about you just don't send him away to be abused?
in the
You all are culpable.
in the books, it's for his own good, but it's sad to see him go
That
back
sounds
there.
like an abuser talking.
It
It's
does.
for your own good, boy.
does.
You make me do this.
You made me do this.
No.
We were going to let you live in Hogwarts all year round, but only 50 points at the end of the year.
No, don't do that. No. The movie did have a couple of changes from the books that I noticed. I want to go through those at the end real quick here. They have to surgically remove the piggy tail from Dudley Dursley in the books. They just kind of hand wave it, LOL, in the movie. The sorting
They
hat.
swish and flick it away.
Yeah. The
Well,
sorting hat.
also, Harry had to go back to the Dursleys and then go. Vernon had to take him to King's Cross in order for him
that's
to
right.
catch the train.
Real awkward
And
car ride.
And he is like, good luck with platform 9 3/4, and then leaves.
Yeah.
And then Harry then runs into the Weasleys and stuff.
Yeah. So Hagrid didn't take him on the whole
But it's
adventure
during
yet.
that section where they talk about the surgery for Dudley, I think.
True. And then the sorting hat always sings a song before the sorting. I don't think they do that.
Let's hear it, Chris. Sing it for
Blah,
us.
blah, blah. I'm a hat. Peeves,
Sorting hat.
Peeves the ghost is a pretty big character.
Poltergeist.
Peeves the poltergeist, because there's alliteration, is which is another word for ghost, is is a huge character in the books, and he's really fun. And they just didn't include him at all in the movies.
Super sad.
The Bloody Baron, who's seen briefly in this film, is actually a pretty really scary figure.
Andy, who is he in the movie?
Who's the Bloody Baron?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who? What?
Oh, you did a fun thing before we recorded. We're like, I'm the Bloody Baron.
Oh, he's the one with the sword. He goes, he's just flying around.
He's a, which by the way, bloody in British, it's like he's just a fucking baron.
He's a fucking baron.
Just a bloody baron.
Fucking Baron.
That's a fucking baron.
Blimey. And then Harry remembers Nicholas Flamel from his chocolate frog card. It's not something that Hermione solves. But I can see if you're a script doctor and you're like, hey, Hermione's always reading and shit. I got a solution.
Let's give her some agency in here.
Yeah, she, agency.
Give some agents.
There are other centaurs along with Firenze, and they kind of like shit on Firenze for interfering and saving Harry from Voldemort. Mm-hmm. And then later in the books, he becomes professor
they keep
at
looking
the
up
school.
at the sky and saying, Mars is bright today.
Ah, we are centaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Whose horse is that? And then there's actually another test to get to the Philosopher's Stone. And it involves a potion test that Snape devised, I believe. And it's
a logic test.
And then Hermione solves that one with some kind of stone protection or something. Does that recall?
So there's like fire that you need to walk through, and there's like 7 potions out there, and it's like 1 will kill you, 2 will let you go back, 1 will let you go forward, and 2 just have wine in them. And then but it's like on the left is this, and on the right is that, and on either side, and so it's like you have to logic out what it is, and Hermione figures it out. And then has Harry drink the right one to go through.
What if she was wrong?
And be fucked up.
He's like,
he tries to walk through the fire.
The end. Harry Potter, the boy who lived briefly.
Come to burn. And that's the end of Harry Potter.
Wait, hang on. There's a bunch more differences from the book.
Oh, that's all I have. He's offended.
He does look offended.
Malfoy challenges Harry to a duel. That's how Harry and Ron and Hermione initially find out about Fluffy. They go down to have the duel, and then Draco never shows up. He tips off Filch, and then they go running. Hermione was trying to stop them, but then accidentally gets stuck behind the door, or the door shuts behind her, and she can't get back into the common
Instead of the staircase moving, this is what happens. You
yes.
mean? Yeah.
So there's supposed to be a duel between Harry and Hermione, or Harry and Draco, and then Draco doesn't show up. He's just trying to get them in trouble. So then when they're running away from Filch, that's how they end up in there. Let's see what else.
I like that you didn't write any of these down.
Hagrid. Well, yeah, no, I just read it recently. Hagrid keeps Norbert for longer than we see in the movie. There's just like Dumbledore sent him away, but there was like a whole thing where
I remember being a big plot.
Ron had to contact Charlie in Romania and have some of his friends who are coming to visit smuggle him out of the country and over to Romania. And there was a sequence where Neville was trying to warn Harry and Hermione about Draco Draco trying to catch them, and basically Neville is led to believe by, I think, McGonagall that Hermione and Harry were playing a trick on him because she doesn't know that there's actually a dragon there. And so Neville doesn't trust them anymore. And so that's why he's trying to stop them at the end of the movie when he's like, no, you'll get Gryffindor into trouble again because you already fucked me over once before.
Right.
Piece of shit.
I'm fucking tired of this.
I'm about to catch his fucking hands.
You know, I remember all the shit you did to me.
Anyway, those are
remember all joke.
Those are the 2 hugest like sequences of scenes that are just flat out missing.
They totally condensed into some other shit. Anything you remember being different? You want to chime in on this?
No.
Does that end our coverage on Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
I think so.
All right. Well, tune in next week for Chamber of Secrets, where we're letting all the secrets out of the chamber. Oh, shit. That's right, baby. Scandal. But also this Friday, you're going to get a little bit of the Burbs action. Yeah. We're going to plow through all of our, Patreon members that have requested certain movies. This month, we're going to get a huge chunk of them done. 2022.
Starts that.
By the end of December, we should be very well through most of those, I would think. So that's our plan.
Hopefully, God willing, yeah.
That's our plan. And then the next huge show we're going to cover is going to be The Last of Us on January 15th. That starts then. We may talk about Willow a little bit. We may talk about Wednesday a little bit. If the shows are really good, who knows?
We're going to have an Andor wrap up.
Big Andor wrap up for sure. I know a lot of people have been tweeting and emailing and stuff asking about Andor. Steve, his favorite show of all time. He's a huge Star Wars fan. He loves this shit. We're going to talk about it. It's been hard to find the time. And also we're pretty exhausted from our Stranger Things, Hot D, Rings of Power stuff that we're coming off of, but we're very excited for another big show, all that stuff. Maybe get some new listeners from a different show, get more friends into the family.
Yeah. Agreed.
Keep talking around in the Discord. Was there any questions or anything? I thought Casey was lampooning for some questions.
Oh, we did get a couple questions. Not a lot, but let me pull them up.
So I want to make sure I didn't forget them or anything. That's all.
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. Where is Harry Potter at?
Harry P.
Literally, where is it? Oh, it's at the bottom. I'm thinking like alphabetical, but it's not. Let's see. So thank you, Casey, for asking these questions, posing these questions on the Discord. We did get from Lulu Ferrigno. Have you read the books? Which houses are you in? Do you think Snape deserved forgiveness? So what houses are you guys in? I feel like we should answer
Gryffindor.
Slytherin.
Hufflepuff.
Up top.
Yeah, baby.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah, fuck you.
Are you really in Slytherin?
Yeah. I think they're misunderstood.
But I mean, if you took the test on BuzzFeed, what would it say?
I don't know. I did Pottermore.
Yeah, the Pottermore test. That's what I meant, actually.
Yeah. It said
Slytherin, really? Did you take the Pottermore test?
I did.
You're a Hufflepuff?
Yep.
Wow.
I have a like 90 or like an 80% Hufflepuff score on those tests.
Yeah, you're very Hufflepuffy.
Sometimes I get a Ravenclaw, to which I'm like, hard disagree, but
You're a smart guy.
I'm not that smart. But
No, definitely not.
I could see myself from Ravenclaw.
I can see Andy and Ravenclaw.
I couldn't.
Chris just strikes me as like 100% Gryffindor, though.
Gryffindor! Why?
I don't know.
Chris would be a squib, fucking squib.
I'd be a Filch's little bitch. I'd be Mr. Norris.
Come on, Mr. Norris. We gotta go get some kids in the hallway in trouble.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Mr.
Yes,
Filch.
we've all read the books many times, and some of us.
Does Snape deserve forgiveness?
Yes.
Yes.
Forgiveness for what?
I mean, he was a real piece of shit to Harry for his entire childhood.
Okay. Harry sucks.
Harry's been a real piece of shit to
I mean,
Snape for a long time.
He's unfair to Harry because of all of his resentment against James. That's a fact. But he's also instrumental in saving the kid's life many, many times.
so many times.
Just because his love for Lily. I just watched Deathly Hallows Part 2 recently myself, and there's a scene, extended scene with Snape. I was honestly crying because I miss Alan Rickman, but I was also, it's very effective, like backstory for Snape. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the kid, he got bullied and shit. James was kind of an asshole.
Yeah, I do like the brave choice in the books and the movies that like the more you find out about James Potter, the more you're like, God, James Potter kind of sucks.
Well, not just that. Everybody's human, especially at that age. Everybody kind of sucks.
Yeah, but it is like, especially when the books were made, like that was an unusual thing to like have this like, oh, my parents were dead, you know, but when I was
find out that
and then you
there's
find out they're just they're not the perfect idealized versions of what you have. I think that's a very
that's the cool thing about the books is that they aged with the readers, and the movies do the same thing where it's like by the time you get to Deathly Hallows, everything's pretty dark and adult, and 11-year-olds probably shouldn't be reading it, and they're definitely not going to have a good time, And the same thing happens with the movies; like they get way less. Like Chris Columbus could not have directed Half-Blood Prince, to a good effect.
But that's really the only questions we got on Discord.
Awesome. Well, I just wanted to make sure we didn't forget our friends. That's all the time we have for right now. My name is Chris.
I'm Andy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Streaming Things. Happy streaming.
Wingardium Leviosa.
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 Here's all the new patrons that we got in November. New. In the Try Before You Deny, man category, we have Emmy.
Thank you, Emmy.
New to Marty B's VIP section, we have Carl DiMartino and Sean Kerrigan.
Oh, we know where the party happens in the VIP section.
In the Chocolate Pudding producers, we have Laura Hardwick, Adam Jett, Jane McMillan, Katie, Alexandra Cordova.
Good luck.
Silja Hiljet Skachim.
Nailed it.
Very sorry. That's obviously it's Icelandic, maybe?
Maybe.
Or Norwegian, maybe?
Maybe.
Anyway, sorry for butchering that, but I tried really hard. I think it's ruder to not try. That's my opinion.
Try before you deny.
Yes, right. Try before you deny. What if Silja Hiljet Skachim is a little girl, man? Cheyenne Bragg, Aaron Carr, Christy Ellens, Aaron, Toby Sands, Keenan Chu, Victor Weaver, Tina Gomez, SJ Dog 21, Kaylin Swift, Sharon Linden, Josh Seidel, Zoe Schubert, Andrew Diaz, Jada Haley, Nick and Aaron B.
Thank you, Nick and Aaron B. and everyone else you said. I don't know why I specifically said their name.
And in the Friends Don't Lie producers, we have Megan Stolarski, April Palmore Sullivan.
Thank you so much, and Friends Don't Lie.
And we've got some people who upgraded. Newest to the Try Before You Deny producers is Jeanette Murphy.
Hey.
And recently joining Marty B's VIP section is Jacob Schlier and Trisha Bueller.
This section is open to all.
Bueller.
Bueller.
Trisha Bueller. I'm sure she's never heard that joke.
Never at all.
No, never. There's no way in hell
Now
no one's ever been that clever.
Now she's going to hear it 4 times this month at least.
So thank you to everybody. Woo!